back years from guys like Jose Iglesias and Harrison Bader, and I question how sustainable that is. But if there's one team in that National League wildcard race that has proven to me that they can sustain the success for a 162-game season, I would say it's the St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm going to try to ignore what Danny just said there about my Metropolitans, but you make a lot of sense, Danny. Let's flip the script and go over to the American League, but stay in the same city with the Yanks because, I look at it and I say, if next year you're not even promised that you have Juan Soto next year, don't the Yankees have to be uber aggressive before the deadline and make it count this year? Like, what could some of those moves be to really fortify this Yankee squad?
I think right now there's just added pressure on this Yankee fan base because we've seen this story written before, and unfortunately it did not end well. In 2021, just a few years ago, the New York Yankees were going into the All-Star break 35 games over 500. They were the best team in baseball. There was nothing going to slow this club down. All of a sudden, the injury bug hit. Half their bullpen went down to injury. Aaron Judge dealt with injuries. Giancarlo Stanton went down for much of the second half. And unfortunately, with this roster, which with the exception of the added Juan Soto this year, this roster is reminiscent of a lot of the previous seasons in recent years. It's a lot of the same figures, a lot of the same faces. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys, including Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Judge as well, they have lengthy injury histories. And we've seen this team, this Yankee team, succeed for 180 to 100 game stretches before, but we have not seen this roster be able to sustain that success for a full 162 plus a postseason. We've seen them get knocked out by the Astros multiple times. We've seen them fall flat. Garrett Cole pitched poorly in wild card games before. So that's my biggest question mark with the Yankees is that we've seen them have a dominant 60, 80 game, even 100 game stretch before. We have not seen this team be able to stay healthy and sustain that success for a full 162.
Danny, speaking of injuries, what do the Dodgers do? Every time you look up, they're starting a pitcher you never heard of. It's Glasnow and Yamamoto. You go down the line, every good pitcher they have is hurt. Could they get Crochet? They're always doubling, tripling down. What do you think LA does here at the deadline?
Yeah, I think they double, triple down. I mean, at this point, with the payroll that they have, I mean, everybody knows by now, right? The only World Series that they've had since the turn of the century was that 2020 60-game season. There's no team in baseball that is more encouraged and hungry to get the monkey off that back than the Dodgers are because they're still trying to prove to people that they can win a World Series this century in a full 162-game season. I think they're going to be uber aggressive at the deadline. Garrett Crochet is absolutely going to be in play. I could see, ideally for them, package him up with a Michael Kopech as well, who's in the bullpen of that Chicago White Sox, in the White Sox bullpen. Don't look at Michael Kopech's numbers. He's a guy that sports a 98-plus mile-an-hour fastball with a wipeout slider and a former starting pitcher. He's got some real stuff. You could also see the Oakland A's in play with a guy like Mason Miller. Could also see Tanner Scott for the Miami Marlins. He's an all-star this year in the back end of their bullpen. He could be in play. And another guy to keep your eye on if you're looking for bullpen arms and what the Dodgers are trying to do pitching is Carlos Estevez, who pitches just down the I-5 at the Big A Anaheim Stadium.
Danny, when you look at the reigning defending champions deep in the heart of Texas with those Rangers, 5 games back, but of 2 teams in their division, even further back in the wild card, is it realistic? And we know DeGrom threw. We don't know what that means. Like, he could still be, as Will and I were joking yesterday, he could still be 2 years away. Who knows? But what do you do with Max Scherzer? What do you do with some of these guys? Do you look to sell or kind of stand pat and see what they can do with the current roster?
Yeah, this is the biggest question mark, really, because kind of like I mentioned, when you're the defending champs, we've seen teams like that tend to be more aggressive than other teams. Like, for example, like the Detroit Tigers right now are in better position in the wildcard race than the Texas Rangers are. They're 1 game below 500. But we've already seen the Detroit Tigers not exactly show a willingness to buy at the deadline. Now, the Texas Rangers, they're 5 games under 500. They're 5 games out of the American League West, and Houston Astros are streaking right now. And yet the Texas Rangers don't seem willing to give up on the season. But they absolutely have pieces that could make a major, major impact for other teams if they do decide to sell. You mentioned
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
And we welcome you to Brooklyn, Ohio's Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network are proud to bring you Cleveland Cobras game day here in Week 7 of the Tri-Point Football League. The Cobras coming in at 4-2. We'll match up with the Columbus Fire today. The Fire come in with an undefeated record. They are 5-0. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with the incomparable Mark Means this week. Dave Ferris pushing all the buttons, and I am privileged to be joined even by my only son, Will Craven here, so he'll join us here later as we try to get set up here for this game. Having a little bit of scoreboard issues here, but we'll see if we can work through that. If not, we have some backups to take care of that, hopefully, as this all-important game gets played today, and everybody now playing for the seedings in the Tri-Point Football League. And Mark, the Cobras looking to get over that hump here. This is going to be an important game. This is going to set up seedings as far as the home play goes, or being on the road, and a lot of work have gone in for the Cobras. They are looking to get a big win today over a very established and a very, I don't want to say legendary, but a very important game again with the Columbus Fire.
Yeah, this is a big game. Only 2 games left in the regular season before the playoffs begin the first week in August. And seeding all important to try and get that favorable matchup in the opening round.
Yeah, we saw the 2-game losing streak coming up in recent weeks. They got to get a win in Youngstown last week. Struggled a little bit, came in a little bit light too, but in terms of execution, it's going to have to be a lot better than it was last week. Penalties becoming the Achilles heel of the Cleveland Cobras.
Yeah, penalties have been an issue. A couple of turnovers mixed in along the way, but this is an offense that once they can get rolling, if they can establish the run game, use that offensive line up front, that really does open up the passing game for them as the game goes along.
Yeah, certainly in the first half. Last week we saw a great play by the offensive line, moving the ball on the ground, setting up the pass. But struggled in the second half, and it's kind of been the opposite for Cleveland, where they've struggled in the first half and then were a little bit more successful in the second half. But for Coach Adam Rogerson, it's got to be consistency they're going to be looking for here in Week 7.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for this deep into the season. You're facing a Fire team that has played excellent football this year. They come in averaging about 24 points per game. They only give up 8, so when they give you opportunities, you have to cash them in.
And certainly a tough Columbus team. They travel well. And don't know a whole lot much about them. And we've seen a couple of videos there as they took on the Port City Spartans, and that was back in Week 1. I believe that ended kind of controversially, so not a whole lot out there to be seen for the Fire. They kind of play it close to the vest.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a lot of numbers out there. Got the roster off the league website. We'll see how much that matches up and how much information it gives us. We know they are undefeated, and they have played good football throughout the season.
Yeah, it certainly says a lot after playing the last few years there in the Gridiron Developmental Football League, along with the Erie Express and the Cleveland Cobras. They come back over to the Tri-Point Football League. Try to cut that travel down a little bit here, play a little more of a regional schedule, but nonetheless, still a quality team out of Columbus. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, Cleveland Cobras game day will continue here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Milk Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Mount Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Meludic Live is your home for high school sports. We have all the scores on our social media platforms throughout the games. Enjoy our timely updates from local area schools year-round. You won't get the consistency and reliability from anyone else. Our number one priority is servicing our fans and getting them live news as it's happening. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meludic_live. And remember, our fans come first.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Talk about big games here in Week 7. Scoring update last we got from the Erie Express and the WPA Wildcats. The Express with a 7-0 lead over the WPA Wildcats. A big game for them as WPA makes their way back this year after a few-year layoff. Johnny Ray, the owner there, going over to Kennedy Christian, I believe, over in PA, was the head coach in football there, and returns this year. But the Express right now, the unquestioned number one team, and we've seen them several times. We've covered them all the way through the national championship in the GDFL. An outstanding program run by Paul Pennington.
Absolutely. You know, one of the premier semi-pro organizations in the country. They do things right. You know, when you have the opportunity, you can just, reach and pluck back one of the best quarterbacks to play in semi-pro in the last 10 years, put him back on your roster, and just keep on rolling. Yeah,
Brandon Hanna coming back, the head coach of Jefferson, up there in the Ashtabula area, and has done an outstanding job with that program.
The head football coach, the head women's basketball coach, and I believe he's the tennis coach as well.
Sounds like he's a money saver for that school district.
He's a busy man.
But nonetheless, Brandon Hanna stepping in for the first time just a couple of weeks ago here in Brooklyn as he made his return here in 2024. Of course, the Express get the win over the Cobras here that week, and that would be one of two games that Cleveland would drop. They would go to Verona, PA, and drop one to the Steel City Bobcats by a score of 35-7. Trying to erase those memories here, but again, mentally, you got to put those out of your mind now. Late in the season, you're coming up on Week 8. You're looking at Week 1 of the playoffs coming up real soon.
How much do you think those two trips to Michigan, that when you looked at the scores, you were like, oh, okay. But how much do you think they helped as this year's gone along?
Yeah, we've discussed that. And the thing was, you train high and, you learn to fight at that high level. And I thought it helped them. I thought in the first 3 weeks they did an outstanding job. They were more physical. They were faster. They played, I think they were thinking less and playing more. But coming in with the Erie Express, you've seen a lot of mental mistakes. You saw that firsthand. I was able to listen to it from a distance, but just the small mistakes that turned that game so quickly in the second half, even after going down 14-0 in the first half. Cleveland comes back. They tie it up at 14, going to the half down 21-14. But second half was, I think, a real heartbreaker for the Cobras because I think they had that momentum going into the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, a close game at halftime. It was back and forth early. Erie jumped up 14-0. The Cobras came back, tied it up at 14. And after heading into the locker room at halftime, it just it got away from them, and they weren't able to recover against what continues to be the Premier League team in the league.
Yeah, and certainly it's got to be frustrating for a coach. You have the talent. You have the ability. You played those two quarters. Man for man, it was an exciting first half, and really – you're thinking the playbook is wide open for us, but starting to trail in the second half, that playbook gets a little bit thinner because now you're looking to score faster, and it just causes that tension where things didn't go their way. Certainly, we talk about the fumble, or I don't think anybody saw the ball, and that was kind of the story of the second half there. Things just not going their way, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, that was just a tough break on a missed exchange where the quarterback didn't realize the running back didn't have the ball. The running back didn't realize the ball was on the turf, and it turned into a big return for a touchdown, and the floodgates just kind of opened from there.
Yeah, certainly frustrating, again, for that coaching staff. And you talk about Slap Thompson as well. Dave coming in here as a veteran and expecting things to go a little bit better there. You sense the frustration even last week on a couple of plays where they shouldn't have had to take a timeout but did. And those small mistakes, I think, they just hold them back.
Yeah, there were a couple of the different players in different positions in different roles last week, but all in all, Thompson's played well. 31 of 65, 411 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the season, and he's the veteran. He's the leader. As the offense goes, as he goes, so goes that offense.
Yeah, and you talked about things that were changing last week. Of course, when you go on the road at this level, you're going to be shorthanded in some areas. Quentin Wells, making the brother of Cam Wells, actually went to a middle linebacker. Thought played very well. They gave him an opportunity to experiment and get ready for a game such as this. But right now, again, a ton of talent, just maybe finding those 1 or 2 keys and putting them in the right place and trying to fill those gaps that maybe turns this. And as far as this game here, I think this is a game that's very winnable for them.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at this offense, and I think this might be the deepest skill roster we've seen from the Cobras in a few years. There's so much depth at the running back spot. There's a lot of really good wide receivers up and down this roster that can make plays, and especially when we see they like to go, they go twins, they go 3-by-2, and they really try and spread the field and make some plays.
Yeah, you talk about that wide receiving core with the addition of Cornelius Strickland last week. He gets the 25-yard touchdown pass reception from Thompson, and I think he's going to be a big addition once he gets comfortable in that offense. Talk about the weather this evening here, Mark. Absolutely beautiful. Picture perfect. Still a little bit warm, but going to be about 77 degrees around game time. It says it's going to feel like 76. Winds calm. You can't ask for a better night.
No, much better than we were here a few weeks back when it was 95 at kickoff, and it was just a rough day for everyone on the field. So, yeah, at this time of the year, this is the weather you're looking to have.
Yeah, certainly. I didn't mind playing in the heat, but this is going to be much more comfortable. And maybe in terms of the rotation, maybe your rotation slows down a little bit. Your first teamers are out there a little bit longer. Maybe that gives you the advantage.
Yeah, anything that you can look forward to take advantage of. And when you have an opportunity to, you have to cash in against a team like this. And who knows, somebody that had a monster week last week like Ben Lyons, and the special teams could be a big factor tonight.
Yeah, Ben Lyons, 2 45-yard field goals, missed from 53. Nothing to be ashamed of there. Maybe a little bit short. Accuracy was there as we actually see him warming up out at the 43-yard line, and hitting him pretty close there. But a 45-yard field goal off a natural surface, that's no easy task, and he was able to do it twice.
I know a lot of years as Browns fans, we were hoping we had a kicker at the professional level that could make them from 45, and Ben made those pretty easy last week.
Yeah, after Phil Dawson, it kind of all went downhill after that. But indeed, he has been a weapon, and you talk about in the kicking game, that's going to be highly important come the playoffs. Those games so much closer. That he may be the difference between a win and a loss.
I know we haven't seen every team in the league in the 2 tiers, but I venture to guess there's probably not a better kicker than Ben Lyons in the entire league.
I think your guess would be exactly right. A lot of teams there that we've seen either play in Cleveland or in other games have had to go for 2 a lot of times, and instead of having that automatic 1, that can either help you or hurt you in certain situations. But they are kind of like unicorns at this level, and they were fortunate to have him. And been the last couple of years there, and we want to learn a little bit more. We talked about him thinking maybe playing over in Europe a little bit. I thought Jesse Caldwell mentioned that, but nonetheless, he's going to be huge coming up in these playoffs.
And we've talked about it doing high school games together when teams get on a playoff run, like when we were following Springfield for all those years. If you have a kicker and you can have confidence in putting him out there, knowing he's going to knock that through the uprights, it makes all the difference in the world and really changes how you approach your offensive game plan.
Yeah, certainly. I think especially in the first half, you want to take those points when they're available. And he gives you a little bit more confidence that we can pick up 3 here. And the way defensively they've been playing under Jamar Fleming, you really can't complain. There have been key moments where they have had some miscommunication, but from a talent standpoint, Cleveland has been outstanding defensively.
Right, you look at the numbers on the year, 18.7 offensively, 17.3 defensively. Sometimes it's been the big plays that has hurt them. It hasn't really been long, sustained drives. They haven't really faced a lot of those this year. They've given up a couple of big plays, and other teams have cashed in off turnovers.
Yeah, you talk about those really weird moments last week on a 63-yard touchdown run. They thought the runner was down. Everybody stopped. So you think about those things that may have changed either way. You don't want to hit somebody late. Made a bad judgment at that time. The guy goes for a touchdown. So again, frustrating for defensive coordinator Jamar Fleming, but you kind of understand that. But when you take those away there defensively, you really can't complain. And I think that the depth is going to be very important for Cleveland coming up.
So here's my question to you. You look at the Fire. The Fire goes to Erie next week. Any chance they might be looking ahead to that big matchup and overlooking today's game?
Yeah, and certainly, I think just from a human aspect, we have the potential to do that, and I think Cleveland will benefit from that. Cobras have been physical, they've been fast, and when they have been on, they have been on. When they've had those bad moments, they've been far and few in between, but they've been costly. So certainly, again, I think this is a winnable game for the Cobras, and it's going to all come down to discipline in terms of penalties, and we know that has just been the headache for this coaching staff all year long because, as Coach Gessler would tell us many times, I don't have a play call for 1st and 20. And it's very frustrating, and I know from firsthand experience that, hearing my name from across the field as I walk to the other side of the field.
Or in the press box from the field.
So, yeah, there's not very many play calls for 1st and 20. So we're going to step aside for another timeout here just before kickoff. When we come back, Cleveland Cobras Game Day continues. You are listening to Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you, your success, and our future together. We are Youngstown State University, and now you know why. Signature Granite in North Lima is your go-to in the countertop trade. We provide workmanship for both residential and commercial markets. In need of a new look in your kitchen, bathroom, bar, or any other countertop installation? Look no further. Our services include measurements, handcrafted custom fabrication, complete installation, custom edge finishing, and outdoor bars, and much more. For a free estimate, call 330-549-9770 and make your next project a signature.
Just like the Phantoms, HBK CPAs and consultants know every successful team needs a winning game plan. Count on the professionals at HBK CPAs and consultants, HBK's wealth advisors, and HBK valuation and litigation support for all of your personal and business tax, audit, assurance, financial planning, business consulting, and wealth management needs. For more than 65 years, the HBK family of firms have been advising thousands of clients on how to grow and protect their wealth. Contact them today so they can help you and your team do the same. Call 758-8613 or visit hbkcpa.com to learn how.
At the front door, leaving me less than what I had before.
Johnson in shotgun, one receiver to the near side. Send a man in motion, slot. That'll be the slot receiver to Golson. Quick pass over the middle, and he's going to hit Abe Taylor for the touchdown, 11 yards.
Run for cover, might get loud. From the bottom to the top, yeah. Our echoes break walls. It's about to get loud.
Wallace is the quarterback. Johnson is the tailback to his left. 4th down and just about 5. Wallace back to pass. Offensive line gives him time. Going to take a deep shot. Has a man wide open in the end zone for the touchdown.
He'll try 31-yard field goal. Steve Anthony on the snap, and Townsend will be the holder. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. So with 2:25 left here in the fourth quarter.
knocking at the front door, leaving me less than what I had before. Seeing red, I gotta let it out. Run for cover, 'cause it might get loud. It's about to get
And from Brooklyn, Ohio, it is Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. Jim Craven with you, along with Mark Means, Dave Ferris, and Will Craven, all up here in the press box as we get ready for Week 7 of the Tri-Point Football League. Cleveland snapping their 2-game skid last week. Are 4-2. They are taking on the undefeated Columbus Fire. Had the coin toss here. No signal from our officials. We have had that issue from time to time here at this level, but nonetheless, we are excited to get this one started. And then questions from our officials about the clock. Our clock will be down here for this game. We'll try to keep it as best we can indoors as this all-important game, Mark. I tell you, this is something I've been in the chat rooms with the Cleveland Cobras all week. They seem focused. They know the importance of the game. But the one thing that has always been historic with Columbus is they like to get into your head a little bit. And that there's going to be a disciplinary part for Cleveland as Ben Lyons comes on to kick this one off.
Yeah, that's one of those where you got to keep your mental focus. We know the postseason will happen for every team, but with this game, big matchup next week with WPA on the road, but you got to focus on this one first.
And certainly a little controversy with Columbus there. We talked about Week 1. They go down to Portsmouth. That game ends late, I believe, in the third quarter, where the Fire had an 8-0 lead. Don't know what the resolution was on that, but that happens from time to time.
Yeah, last week I had talked to a few people around the league, and they said yet to be determined. They may finish that game, they may not. We don't know yet.
Yeah, certainly. Better come to a decision here. Week 8's coming up here as Cleveland will head down to J.C. Stone Field to take on the WPA Wildcats. That'll be next week, and we'll stay tuned for that. I'm not sure about the kickoff time. That may be a little bit earlier down there at J.C. Stone Field, but the WPA Wildcats, always a great program. Johnny Ray running a nice deal over there, coming back to this level after several years as the head coach of Kennedy Christian. And we're going to have a few body exchanges here as Motley going to come off.
Just going to make sure you got that right personnel on the field.
And that, that's one of the frustrating parts that has been for Cleveland has been the penalties and the little thing. And I think we might even have a problem here now. We'll see if they're going to count him up here as Ben Lyons gets ready to kick this one off.
They're one down, aren't they?
Well, nonetheless, we are underway here. This one picked up at the 20-yard line. He'll take it to the far side near the Columbus Fire sideline, out past the 40, and brought down near the 45-yard line. Columbus will start this game 1st and 10 at their own 45, and a nice return by Rodney Cube.
Yeah, they had a nice wall set up going to the far side of the field, a chance for him to maybe turn that into an even bigger return, and the Cobras did a good job to bust that wall up and make the play.
And for Columbus, again, didn't get much film on him this week, but we can see one distinctive thing with Columbus, a lot of size up front for them.
Yeah, that is a big group up front. We saw the guys kind of making their way in from the locker room early on, and that is a big group up front.
Yeah, Cam Wells, of course, will be a big part of the Cobras here in that rotation on the defensive line for the Cobras. But starting off, it's going to be Andy Code and Corey Stallworth on the defensive line, as well as Kevin Green. They're going to go 3-man front this time, Mark, with Stallworth at the nose.
I like that. 3 up front, trying to get those quick linebackers to pursue the football, let them try to make plays.
So 1st and 10, we'll go 2 by 2 for Columbus. Going to move right to left on your devices if you're listening in on Live 365 or on TuneIn. Of Quick handoff up the middle. Going to have some room off the left side. Make it out past the midfield stripe and be brought down inside the 45, down to the 43-yard line. That's going to be a first down for Columbus.
Yeah, it looks like their lead ball carrier, Rodney Cube, number 7, getting that carry. It's basically almost an old-school student body sweep to the outside.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that here. We're just underway here, 14:41. So 14:41 left here. Clock will continue to run as soon as the sticks get set. Columbus again, 2-by-2. Cube now in the backfield. He'll be to the right of the Columbus quarterback. Again, Cleveland moving to a 3-4 defensive formation. This time, handoff on the sweep. Going to cut it up the side. No room. It's going to be chased down by Kevin Green. Green from behind can't hold on to him, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield near the midfield stripe. And I believe it's going to be Craig Williams cleaning it up after Kevin Green chased him down in the backfield.
Kevin Green had a monster game last week against the Federals, and it continues here early on in the opening quarter tonight.
So the Cobras defense tenacious there, staying with the play. It looked like on that cutback he was going to have a little bit of room, but Craig Williams coming up to clean that up. If you're just joining us here, just about a little over 13 and a half minutes here to go, first quarter, no score. That'll be Mike Tatum at quarterback there. Listed as a wide receiver, normally a wide receiver. Columbus now 2-by-2. They're going to be back at the 50-yard line to work from behind the sticks. Tatum back the pass, setting it up in the middle. And he's going to have room to run. Going to tuck it past the 45, 40, 30, down near the 32-yard line. He'll be brought down. It's going to be close to a first down. And they're going to say, indeed, it will be another Columbus first down. Columbus makes up the yards on a broken play there. Secondary for Cleveland doing a great job.
Yeah, the secondary was able to contain. They had 2 linebackers there to make the play, but they weren't able to. Now, the quarterback lost his helmet. By college rule, then, he should have to come off for one play, correct?
I believe you are correct there, and I think the official is sending him out now. And it looks like they're going to bring in Brandon Williams at quarterback for Columbus. So 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line on the Cleveland side of the field. And again, for Jamar Fleming, frustrating. You get him 1st and 20, 2nd and 20, and then you lose that.
Well, they had linebackers set up in good position. He just made them both miss in open field and turned that into a big gain for a first down.
Quentin Wells working the middle of that field now, moving from the defensive end spot to a linebacker. They'll go under center, actually, this time. Triple receivers to the near side. It'll be a tight formation. Send a man in motion left to right. Motion man will come back to the near side. He'll turn up field. No flag, and there's the flag now. Williams back to pass, fires over the middle, and throw this one into the turf. But I think we're going to have an illegal motion here as it looked like the motion man turned up field.
Yeah, a little turned up field a little too soon before the snap of the football and wiped this play out.
Well, for a moment there, thought they were going to get away with that one as the flag kind of came out. But, we always, as I always like to tell the coach, and sometimes he gives me a hard time, is, they always say, let your eyes digest or your mind digest what your eyes have seen. So the flag, although not coming out too fast, we'll give him credit on that one.
I thought you were going to say that he hated kickers.
That too. I think he's a Ben Lyons fan, though.
Isn't everybody?
How could you not be? So Tatum back in after losing his helmet. He had to go out for one play. Columbus 2-by-2. As it's going to be 1st and 15. Tatum with Cube to his right. He'll be offset. Tatum with the handoff to Cube, trying to work it to the outside, trying to cut back in, and he'll run into a trio of Cobras brought down at the 36-yard line. He'll pick up a couple 3 yards. And that's what I believe this coaching staff wants to see. That everybody, they say 11 hats to the ball, certainly in that case there. And you got to watch the cutbacks where they see a lot of guys disciplined in terms of discipline, willing to over-pursue. And they did a great job on that.
Yeah, they did. They had a nice wall set up, and he wasn't able to bounce to the outside. Thought that would be his initial move, cut it back, ran into 3 green and black jerseys, no place to go.
A lot of guys have the temptation to over-pursue that and leave that backside open. As Columbus again will come back out in their 2-by-2 formation. Just under 11 minutes to play here. First quarter, no score. Mike Tatum at quarterback for Columbus. Man in motion from right to left, and the slot will be a trips formation now to the near side. High looping snap, stepping up in the pocket, fires over the middle, has a man open, going to overthrow him, incomplete. And that'll bring up third down for Columbus.
You mentioned that looping snap. They just kind of really seem to throw the rhythm of the whole play off and overthrows the ball at the front of the end zone.
And we see these quarterbacks have a tendency to take that step back as that ball's coming. And being high and looping like that, can't throw that off. We'll have we'll call it 13. So 3rd and 13 for Columbus. It'll be at the Cleveland 35-yard line. Just about 10.5 minutes left here, first quarter, no score. Columbus 4-2 on the season. Cleveland 4-2 on the season. Columbus comes in undefeated. 2-by-2 for Columbus again. Ball right on the Cleveland 35-yard line. Tatum taking his time, looking back to the official. He'll pull it this time on to Reed. Try to get upfield, and he's going to break away past the 30, inside the 30, and down near the 26-yard line. And what probably should have been a tackle at the line of scrimmage, Tatum ends up spinning out and picking up positive yards.
And still going to bring up a fourth down situation here now, and kind of decision time. You don't typically have a kicker that's going to make something from this distance. I would expect him to keep the offense out there.
Yeah, and you can talk about both sides of that coin here. If it was Cleveland in this situation, most likely we'd be looking to Ben Lyons. However, for Columbus, they are in the huddle, and looks like they're going to go for it as we have just over 9 minutes left here in the first quarter. No score here in this all-important game. We'll try to bring you some updated scores from around the league as soon as we can get them, especially in that Erie WPA game. That should be interesting. Tatum now with Cube to his left. 2-by-2 for Columbus. Linebacker stepping up for Cleveland, going to roll out to the near side. And it's going to be a pass down near the 5-yard line, incomplete, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. For Columbus, Cleveland will take over 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. So a defensive stand for the Cleveland Cobras. And not terrible field position for the home team.
No, it's a big stop on downs. It's a momentum builder. You get that stop on 4th down, get the ball back in the hands of the offense, see if they can establish some rhythm early, maybe get that running game going early.
That's certainly we've talked with the coaching staff in there about that running game, and that's really something they want to do to set up that passing game. They lost T.J. Johnson in week 1, unfortunately. They've had running back by committee, but we've had Emmett Calhoun and Javon Washington, and they have done a really good job in service.
Right, Emma Calhoun lines up all over the field for this team over the years. You never know what position that guy's willing to play.
Kind of reminds you of Metcalf. Never know where he's going to be. So Thompson now in a pistol formation. Full back to his right. I believe that's going to be Washington at the tailback. One receiver to each side. He'll move left to right as he'll give it to Gaddy. Gaddy stepping up there is going to be brought down at or near the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be Deshaun Trafton. I believe that was a number 6. Hard to tell, but he takes up a lot of that defensive line. He's a big man.
Yeah, he fills the gaps and is able to make plays. And don't be fooled by his size. He was quick off the football.
And I might have read that right. That might be Marcus Allen. Can't tell if it's 5 or 6. So second, I actually say lost 2 yards. So 2nd and 12 for Cleveland. Baycoat now to the near side. He'll be the single receiver. Thompson in a pistol formation. Gaddy to his left. Washington to the tailback. It'll be D'Angelo Thompson moving from the left side to the right side. He'll drift his way back to the far side. Hand off to Washington this time, trying to find a corner. Cuts upfield, gets past that 25 down to the 27-yard line. He'll get near the line, the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down for Cleveland.
That's one of those plays you're just one block away from turning that edge and really turning that into something to the sideline.
You talk about size here on the defensive line, I think equally for Cleveland. These are the two big strengths for the Fire and the Cobras, are that front three. As Columbus also in the 3-4 defense.
And there is a lot of size on the front lines on both sides of the football for this Fire team.
So 3rd and 8, and that was Marcus Allen. Will be number 5. Dave confirmed that for us. So 3rd and 8 now as Thompson will be in the shotgun. One running back to his right. Twin receivers to each side. Thompson going to take his time, always trying for the hard count. Has been able to pull a lot of defenses offside. And it looks like, they're going to say it's going to be encroachment against Columbus. So that could have gone either way, I think. But nonetheless, this will make it a little bit more manageable on 3rd down.
Yeah, that'll definitely help. Really does change your play call and approach. And we've seen how much Thompson has run the football well this year with 3 rushing touchdowns in a game earlier on in the year. He's someone they've got to keep an eye on.
Loves that hard count. Has drawn just about every team they've played offside. As they'll go twin receivers to the far side, twin receivers to the near side. It'll be Baycoat, and I believe that's going to be Cornelius Strickland. As Thompson back to pass, fires out to the far sideline, going to be caught at the 40-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a Cleveland first down. I believe that's going to be D'Angelo Thompson over on the Columbus Fire sideline. So clock will continue to run here. And a big first down for Cleveland after they overcome the 5-yard penalty early in the drive.
You don't want to get that stop on 4th down and then quickly give the ball right back to the Fire, and this first down kind of keeps that momentum going.
So 1st and 10 now from the Cleveland 40-yard line. Twin receivers to each side. Strickland and Baycoat will be to the near side. Thompson in his shotgun. He'll hand it off. A little bobble there as Washington didn't get all of it. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Cleveland.
This Fire defense, they really pursue to the football. They've got 3-4 of those red and white helmets on the ball on pretty much every snap.
And that's been a hallmark of Columbus Fire football. They have always been so physical. Can speak from experience when we have seen them. It's like you feel like you're being attacked by 15 people. It's been tough.
Like they're dressing a couple of extras.
Yeah, almost. So they'll go 3 receivers to the far side this time. Gaddy back in the game. He'll be to the left of Thompson in the shotgun. Just under 5 minutes to play here, first quarter. They'll send Baycoat in motion from left to right. Thompson, 3-step drop, rolls out to the near side, fires, and it's going to be caught, I believe, at the 49-yard line. That should be enough for a Cleveland first down inside Fire territory. And Thompson moving out of the pocket, trying to create some time, makes the completion. And I want to say that's Cornelius Strickland on that. I could be wrong. Mike Marshall works defensively on number 9. We have a lot of double numbers here, so
trust me, I'm very familiar with that.
We apologize. So, nonetheless, though, Cleveland 1st and 10 at the Columbus 49-yard line. 4:38 left here in this first quarter. Baycoat, Wise, and D'Angelo Thompson will be the receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll have Gaddy behind him. Thompson will send Wise in motion. He'll give it to Gaddy. Gaddy going to be blown up in the backfield. Torrance Carlisle on the tackle. And that's going to bring up 2nd down for Cleveland.
And they've seemed to have the run blocking just really hasn't been there in this opening drive. But they've done a nice job protecting Thompson when they've thrown the football. We'll see if they want to really open it up a little more.
Yeah, certainly getting outside that pocket seems to be a little more effective for Cleveland, trying to battle that big defensive line of Columbus. But we'll call it 2nd and 16 for Cleveland. Ball marked at the Cobras 44-yard line now. Baycoat and Thompson to the far side. Wise will be the slot to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun. Gaddy going to move his way out to the right of Thompson. So empty backfield for Slap Thompson. 3 receivers to the near side. 3-step drop, fires over the middle. It's going to be caught at the 45 and brought down at the 43-yard line. D'Angelo Thompson finding just a small area to work, and Thompson took a little bit of a shot. It's going to shake it off and get back to the huddle.
Now, you knew when they emptied the backfield that had to be a quick hitting play, and they found a nice seam route. Thompson made a nice catch of the football between two defenders for a big first down.
So Marvin Germany will come in for D'Angelo Thompson. Thompson with a smile down there, so we know whatever happened, he's good. But 1st and 10 for Cleveland at the Fire 42-yard line. 2:44 left here as we'll have Germany and Baycoat to the far side. Handoff this time to Washington. Washington trying to cut through, and he's going to be run down in the backfield. Justin Head on the tackle. And a lot of problems going on in that offensive line between the tackles.
And there's a lot of beef on that defensive front for the Fire that they continue to rotate in and out. And it's not just size, but it's some foot speed as well.
4th down now for Cleveland. And Ben Lyons going to come on to do the... Well, at this range, I don't know if they're going to take a shot at the field goal or if they're going to punt it. A couple of scores from around the area while we have the opportunity. Mark, Wolfpack 20-0 over the Legends. At halftime, the Express still with a 7-0 lead over the Wildcats.
And we saw Lions attempt from 53 last week against the Federals come up just short. So I think this is the right call here by Coach Adam to punt the football away and try and flip the field.
So Lions lined up at his own 45-yard line. You'll get the snap. You'll get this one away. It's going to be a high end-over-end kick. And it's going to take a Cleveland roll near the 26-yard line. They'll actually call it the 27. Probably not what he wanted to get. I know he was trying to place that ball a little bit better, but nonetheless, he'll flip the sides of the field. And Columbus will take over back at the 26-yard line.
They're trying to get that coffin corner kick inside the 20-yard line and pin him deep in their own territory. Seemed like it just kind of went off the side of the foot of Lions and had more lift than distance.
Yeah, Ben, not a punter by trade, but has assumed those duties this year and has done a pretty good job. And earlier in the year, some long snapping issues caused him some problems, but seemed to have overcome that.
Yeah, that's one of those where if the snap just throws off all the timing, and then you're getting guys in clean, you're making it more difficult on the punter, and they seem to have definitely cleaned that up the last couple of weeks.
Well, Columbus now looks like they're going to go under center. As they'll go 2 by 2. They'll send a man in motion from left to right. Trying to roll out there under pressure. And it's going to be Hosey chasing him down, followed by Andy Code. Look at her. He's going to get rid of it, throw it into the sideline. Almost intercepted at the 38-yard line. Goes in and out of the hands of a Cleveland defender. They're laying on the field, but I think that's more of an emotional thing. I think Craig Williams had an opportunity at that.
And, Andy Code had a monster game defensively last week against the Federals, and it continues today. He's got that motor that just never seems to stop, but he almost had a huge sack deep in the backfield.
Certainly does. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for Columbus. Tatum, although smart enough to get that ball away, probably didn't place it where he wanted to. Probably should have thrown that into the Fire sideline.
It looked like that's what he was going to do. I don't know if he just didn't get enough momentum throwing off of his back foot and underthrew a one of that ball. That should have been 6 rows deep into the stands.
Brandon Williams in the backfield now with Tatum. 3 receivers to the far side now. Single receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one with Kev Fortson. Tatum taking his time. He'll give this one up right up the middle. Plenty of room to run past the 30, down to the 35-yard line, and that's enough for a Columbus first down.
They've been having success running the football. It's kind of like the opposite of what the Cobras were able to move the ball through the air. It seems like the Fire so far have had more success on the ground.
Now we talked about that size. It's paying off for Columbus here as they'll be 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. As Stallworth, Code, and Kevin Green will continue to be the front 3 for Cleveland. Quentin Wells and Dontrell Nolling, the linebackers for the Cobras. Tatum in the shotgun, one running back to his left. They'll send a man in motion from left to right. They'll hand it off on the counter, pick past the 40, near the midfield stripe, over into Cleveland territory, down to the 48-yard line, make it the 47 maybe. And that's going to be another first down for Columbus.
That is a fire plug of a running back, not big,
kind of short, squatty, and just kept his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and attacked that line.
Now, there was no nice cut on that. That was right between the linemen there and upfield. That's Tatum now in a shotgun. They'll come back out. 3 receivers to the far side. Tatum looking things over. Quick pass out to the far side. Going to be caught and cut out to the end. Move to the inside and going to run it back behind the line of scrimmage with a bunch of jerseys chasing our green jerseys and finally be brought down at the 44-yard line. And not sure if that was, although there was a gain on the play, I'm not sure if that was a good idea or a bad idea. Naquan Bender on the reception. So we're going to have a stoppage in play here. All right, I believe somebody was going to take a timeout, so we will step aside as well. Just about 26 seconds. Oh, excuse me, that's going to be end of the quarter. My apologies, no clock going on here. So no score here in Brooklyn. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We'll be right back after this.
Milk Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane, they got gas.
We'll flip sides of the field here. Second quarter action coming to you from here in Brooklyn, Ohio. Cleveland Cobras football here. No score here coming into the second quarter. Back and forth affair. As Columbus will have the ball second down at the Cleveland 44-yard line. Tatum in the shotgun. 1 running back to his left. 3 receivers to the near side this time. And he'll send that man in high motion. The slot from the near side. 2 running backs in the backfield now with Tatum. He'll hand it off on the counter, bring it upfield to the 40, inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. And he'll be brought down by Stallworth, but not before he picks up a chunk of yards.
That's where the run blitz just didn't work. They attacked right up the middle. They brought both linebackers, and the Fire able to block that perfectly and hit it for a big gain.
So 3rd and 2 now at the Cleveland 39-yard line. Barico now checking in for Cleveland. Terry Hosey will take a break. He'll head to the sideline. Clock running here. A lot of running here in through the first quarter and into the second quarter.
We talked about this being a quick game. So far it is.
So Tatum in the shotgun. He'll send 3 receivers to the near side again. Moving now left to right on your devices. He'll send Marshall into the backfield again. They'll hand this one off up the middle and make his way out to the 35-yard line. And that should be enough for a Columbus first down, and the Fire drive continues. Just joining us here, just getting underway here, second quarter action, no score. We'll try to get you some scores from around the area. Of course, the big one we're paying attention to is Erie and WPA. Erie with the 7-0 lead going into the half.
Yeah, trying to get an update on that game, but they haven't updated any of their socials. That score is still 7-0 Erie, end of 3. Very familiar to the score the first time they played.
I believe that's the way it ended. So what are the chances we'll get that twice? Maybe pretty good at this point. Columbus, twin receivers to each side again. Tatum will stay in the shotgun. Cleveland with the outside linebacker to the near side, showing a little pressure. Tatum back to pass, 3-step drop, fires out into the corner, has a man wide open, and he's going to overthrow him. Pass was intended for Denzel Matlock, but overthrew him in the end zone. And I believe that's going to be Craig Williams on the coverage for Cleveland.
It just took him an extra second to realize the gap, the separation he had on the defender. That extra second caused him to overthrow that ball.
So an opportunity for Columbus. It'll bring up second down for the Fire. Ball at the Cleveland 36-yard line. Now, we anticipated a quick game, but I don't know if we would have anticipated this much running, as both these teams like to air it out. But when you have an offensive line that size, of course, I might do that a lot as well.
Yeah, I can't remember, doing as many games as I have this year in the league, an offensive line with that much size across the front.
So 2nd and 10 for Columbus. They'll send a man in motion. They'll make it 3 receivers to the near side. Tatum on the option. He'll step back, fires downfield, and Craig Williams on the defense is going to go through his hands. Pass was intended for Matlock, but Craig Williams had an opportunity at it, and Matlock had to turn into a defensive back.
That's a good job by the defense. All that motion and the fake pitch, all that basic window dressing to try to get those safeties to kind of come up the corner to anticipate the run, and they did a good job staying home and making the play.
What an outstanding description. Window dressing. I love it. I'm going to steal that. I like that.
I've also stolen that, so you can continue it along the way.
So much like a stolen car, it just keeps getting passed off. So it'll be 3rd and 10 for Columbus. Still at the Cleveland 36-yard line. No score here. Second quarter action. Week 7 of the Tri-Point Football League. As Columbus now will go to the... And we're going to have a timeout, and not getting any signal here which side, and it's going to be timeout Columbus. So we'll step aside for a quick timeout as well. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
This is number 79, Josh Jackson, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on iMedia One Network. Let's get it.
Timeout for Columbus here. 3rd and 10 for the Fire. So far, we're being told that Fire 1 for 6 in passing. So the secondary of Cleveland doing a great job. Scoring update here. The Mahoning Valley Federals with a 12-0 lead over the Ohio Bears. We saw them last week. A young team, not great size, but very tenacious, and an impressive performance against Cleveland.
Yeah, they're an interesting group, and it's one of those where the Federals have struggled this year. They gave Cleveland all they wanted last week, but they've got a chance to win the next 2 and really set their position up for the postseason at the beginning of the first week of August.
Yeah, we were all there last week, and we thought in those last few minutes it was going to get a little more interesting there as the Federals had the ball, but Cleveland holds on to get the win. They get out of Youngstown with the 20-14 victory. As Columbus now will go into pistol formation. We'll have one fullback to the right of Tatum. 2 receivers to the far side. Tatum with the hard count. Handoff straight up the middle. Contact made at the line, and he's going to drive his feet past the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Helmet's going to come off again, as that's going to be Brandon Williams on the carry. And Columbus continues to have success between the guards.
Yeah, that's really where they've been able to really attack and just straight power football up the middle. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, college rules played in the Tri-Point, so he has to check out for one play.
And I can never understand how those helmets come off so many times.
Tighten that chin strap up.
That's all you got to do. Sometimes under the pile, that will come off. But that's for other reasons.
I've heard stories that are not fit for airwaves with things that go on in those piles.
4th down for Columbus. They'll mark the ball at the 30-yard line. They're going to have to get to the 26 for a first down. Pistol formation again for Tatum. Now we'll have Williams at the tailback position. And we're going to have another timeout here. Some confusion by Columbus, so we'll take our timeout as well. Just about 10 minutes left here in the second quarter. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
This is number 56, Antoine Peterson, known as Tony Sweets. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on iMedia One Network.
4th and 4 for the Fire. 10th play of this drive here. Drive starting at the Columbus 25-yard line. Tatum in a pistol formation. 2 receivers to the far side. They'll have 1 wing to the right. They'll send that wing in motion from right to left. Tatum with the handoff off to himself. Outside, past the 30, 25, inside the 20, and down near the 19-yard line. We'll see where they mark it here. Kind of lost them there in the shuffle. And they say it will be the 19-yard line, so they'll be in the red zone, 1st and 10 for Columbus.
That was the perfect decision by the quarterback. Once he faked the handoff in the RPO, realized there was nothing to the short side of the field, so he just kept the football, turned the corner, and picked up the first down.
Now, if the numbers are correct here, we have Mike Tatum is listed as a wide receiver, number 1, number 2, Brandon Williams listed as a quarterback. They seem to have switched. So
utility.
Yeah, plug and play, as you have to do a lot of times on the road at this level. So we'll come out twin receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. That'll be Rodney Coop. Tatum in the pistol. They'll give it to him straight up the middle again. And inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. It'll be Brandon Williams again on the carry.
Fire doing a little bit more substituting on this long drive, trying to keep players fresh, and they had another helmet pop off.
They'll head right back to the line. Twin receivers to the far side again. Tatum looking around here, and Cleveland will take their first time out of the half. We'll keep it right here for this one as Columbus trying to get back to the line here, going a little bit up-tempo, and Cleveland smartly going to use those. Can't take them into the half, so probably a good timeout to take.
I don't understand what the problem is. Matthew Neal, one of their big offensive linemen, wagging his finger at the Columbus sidelines when they used that timeout. Now talking with 2 of the officials. He's not happy about something.
Yeah, certainly coming over as he and Craig Williams will have a little discussion there. A lot of these guys familiar with each other from over the years, and we get to know a lot of these guys as well. I mean, in terms of playing and broadcasting, and a lot of same names that you see year after year. Guys have been playing for sometimes in excess of a decade.
You keep that playing thing to yourself.
I've had my opportunities here at Brooklyn Stadium.
I believe something occurred here that we continue to joke about still. Was that here?
That was here.
That's what I thought.
I believe that was the same one where I don't know if I came back with all my parts either. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, there might a couple of digits might have been missing that game. So.
Yep. I remember being pointed out, look down on the field, and I said, no, I do not want to know what's happening there.
We'll just give a little shout out to DeJuan Smith with the Erie Express. As Columbus back to the line with the twin receivers to the near side. Tatum in his pistol again. Just about 8.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Handoff up the middle, a little bit awkward, and going to force his way down to the 10-yard line. Picked up about 4 on the play. It's going to be close to a first down, but again, a little bit of an awkward handoff in the backfield.
Yeah, it was. The way the back hesitated, I thought maybe they were going to try a flea flicker, but that's not something you typically see on a field this short.
So right back to the line for Columbus. Try to make an exchange of players, but Tatum will send him off the field. Another handoff between the guards. It's going to be Marshall all the way down to the 5-yard line. Excuse me, that's going to be Brandon Williams on the carry. And Columbus going right back to the line. 2nd down and goal for the Fire. Ball at the 5-yard line. Williams again with the carry out the right side into the end zone for the Columbus Fire touchdown. 7:45 of the second quarter. Columbus takes a 6-0 lead as they drive down the field, and the run game has been the key for the Fire.
It definitely has. It's been right up the middle. We have to see what kind of adjustments they want to do defensively. We saw them begin this game in a 3-man front. They may need to adjust to either a 4 or even a 5-man front to kind of clog up this running game.
Yeah, certainly. We're going to have to clog those gaps up, as Brandon Williams has had. That was a great drive. As we try to get a look at the drive here. This is going to be in excess of a dozen plays on that drive. Drive starting at the 25-yard line. 14-play drive.
Yeah, they've had some extended drives. They converted their first 4th down attempt of the game on this drive.
So Tatum under center, I formation. He'll give it to the tailback up the middle and into the end zone. Columbus gets the 2-point conversion. It's 8-0 Fire. So just about 7.5 minutes left here. Columbus strikes first. They get the 8-0 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Tyree Knight, number 2 of the Cleveland Cobras, and you're listening to the Tri-Point Football League on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network. Go Cobras.
Back here in Brooklyn as Columbus strikes first. They take the 8-0 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. 14-play drive starting at the 25-yard line. 9 run plays. Columbus, though, 1 for 6 only so far in the passing game.
Yeah, they really have not had much success at all throwing the football. And we've got an extended conversation going on the sidelines between the coaching staffs. I really feel like they're going to have to make some kind of adjustment with that 3-man front. They're just running it down their throat.
This kick going to be fielded at the 27-yard line, brought up near the Columbus sideline, past the 35 and down to the 36. And that's where Cleveland will take over, 1st and 10. Looking to respond to the Columbus Fire touchdown. And some questions defensively for Jamar Fleming. How do you shut down that area between the tackles?
And, I think this is a key possession because we're talking, about under the 7-minute mark to play in the first half. You can get a long, sustained drive, get some points on the board. You're going to get the football to begin the third quarter. So that's like having back-to-back possessions. You could really flip the momentum in this game.
Yeah, certainly a lot can be done here in these last 7.5 minutes. As the Cobras actually mark the ball at the 35-yard line. Andre Daniels and Abe Taylor to the far side. Taylor going to be a tight end. Andre Daniels going to be a tailback this time. Behind Slap Thompson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. Now moving right to left on your device. He'll send a man in motion. He'll pitch this one out to Daniels. Daniels going to cut back in, and he's going to be hemmed up in the backfield. Going to lose 4 or 5 on the play there. And a lot going on, but nowhere for Daniels to go.
No, he kind of was able to slide by the initial push of the defensive front for the Fire, but then dropped it in the backfield for about that 4.5 yard loss that puts him behind the sticks early on this possession.
They'll mark him as down at the 30-yard line. So 2nd and 15 for the Cobras. Under 6.5 minutes to play here, first half. Cleveland going to go twin receivers to either side. This time it'll be Andre Daniels and Keyshawn Baycoat, the receivers. Thompson in the shotgun. Thompson taking his time, maybe trying to give him a hard count, get that 5 back. Thompson looking downfield, fires out to the far side, and it was almost caught at the 45-yard line, in and out of the hands of a Cobra receiver there. And again, I want to say that's Cornelius Strickland, but can't get confirmation on that. We'll try to check that at the half here because I believe Strickland was going to wear 11, but kind of looks like him physically.
That's always one of the challenges, knowing who's in what jersey for what day.
Almost a beautiful catch, though, as it'll be 2nd and 15 now, or 3rd and 15, excuse me, for the for the Cobras. Thompson in the shotgun. Washington his left. Thompson with the hard count. 3-step drop, looking out to his right side. Steps up, fires out near the sideline. Caught by D'Angelo Thompson at the 39-yard line. That'll make it a little bit more manageable, but I believe we're going to see Ben Lyons come on for the punt. Just about 5.5 minutes left here to play, and D'Angelo Thompson with the catch.
So 9 is Strickland confirmed.
Okay, very good. So Cornelius Strickland. Last week he had the 25-yard touchdown reception from Slap Thompson in Youngstown with the win over the Federals. And Ben Lyons coming out and going to set the ball himself, actually. I think you should probably give that to the umpire.
Whatever it takes to make sure you've got a smooth exchange.
So Lyons will line up right around his own 24-yard line. Fire returner right near his own 25-yard line. A little bit of confusion here for the Fire, but they're going to step back out. I don't know if they have enough bodies or too many, but. And we're going to have an offsides by Columbus. That's going to be easy call. I don't know, Mark. You had another 5 yards on there. Do you risk it? I'm going to say you're probably still going to punt this one away, but.
Well, you get your own 41-yard line. Down by 8 here, late stages of the second quarter. Yeah, probably still want to kick this one away.
What would Coach Gessler do?
Now, if I'm playing in my video game, it's a completely different story because I'm never punting.
9 route. Everybody outside. So, yeah, it looks like the marker might be at the 42. Ball's marked at the 41. As we say many times, left foot, right foot, depends on which way the official's going. All right, so they'll move that up. That'll require the offensive line to move up as well. Lions right back around his 29-yard line. Good snap. Ben Lyons will get this one away. A little more of a line drive. It'll land at the 25. Roll to the 20. And be down near the 12-yard line. Tamir Stevens on the coverage for the Cobras. Columbus will take over 1st and 10.
I don't know. I mean, the way that ball bounced, I know you want to pick it up and gain possession, but that might have given you from the 6 or 8 yards downfield, and we've got a flag back at the 41.
Yeah, on the far side of the field here, so it looked like an illegal shift maybe by Cleveland. And we'll see if Columbus will make them re-kick this. And indeed, it looks like that's going to be the case.
You get 5 and you give 5.
Well, much like we say about the officials, we giveth and taketh away.
Says the former official. It's been a few years, though, hasn't it now?
It has been a few years, but I'll tell you, much more pleasant up here in the box.
Like you said early on, there was only one person yelling at you back in those days when you came into the booth.
Yes.
Not sure who that was, though.
I can take that, but it's not an easy job, especially at this level. So we have been very fortunate this year with the level of officiating here at this in the Tri-Point anyway. As Lions now this time will head back to his 24-yard line. That was the original line of scrimmage before the penalty started. Good snap back to Ben Lyons. He'll get this one up. Going to be a high kick and land right around the 33-yard line. Roll into the hands of the Fire receiver. He's going to get knocked around by his own player. Trying to take it to the far side. And he's going to be brought down near the 22-yard line. A risky play there by Columbus. But they'll maintain possession. They'll take over 1st and 10.
That's about a 7-yard loss on where he initially made contact with the football, trying to get to the edge, and that was very, very close to a tackle by hair.
And that's what it kind of looked like. I don't know if it was a jersey or their hair, but hair is fair game. I think that's why I always kept short hair.
So that's why it's best to not have it much.
Yeah,
unlike others in the booth.
Yeah, some of us may look all right with that. I'm not one of them. So 1st and 10 now for Columbus. See where they're actually going to mark this ball. I believe it's going to be the 22-yard line as the chain crew tries to get set. Says there's just about 4 minutes left here in this half. Again, that's not going to be an official clock, as the scoreboard here in Brooklyn had some issues communicating from the press box out to the actual board.
And you know what? They gave yeoman's effort to try to get that to work for us. There was multiple people in here for well over an hour before we went on the air trying to get that board to work.
So A for effort here in Brooklyn, but we are working through this here. Week 7 of the Tri-Point Football League.
Sometimes we don't even have a scoreboard, so we're used to this.
We can make it work. Twin receivers to the near side. Pistol formation for Columbus. 1st and 10. Ball to 22-yard line. Tatum waiting for the snap. Cleveland showing a lot of congestion there in the box. They'll hand it off up the middle, and he'll work his way down near the 30-yard line. Pick of about 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2 for Columbus.
One of the Cobras came out of there with the football, but he was whistled down.
Well, all you can do is try. Maybe one day that official didn't see that. So 2nd and, well, let's say he didn't make it that far. So called 2nd and 3 for Columbus as they continue the run game. Twin receivers to the far side this time. Tatum in a pistol, fullback to his right. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle, and he'll drive his feet past the 30 down to the 32-yard line. No gain on the play, it looked like. Oh, actually, they're going to say, yeah, he made it. It's going to be a 1st down for Columbus. So they're going to give him that second effort, and Columbus continues on the ground.
Yeah, they've found something that they like, and with their size and their ability to rotate running backs in and out, they've been able to keep them fresh and just attack the defensive front.
Certainly for Columbus, again, 1 for 6 in passing, but the run game certainly will be able to set up the passing game. If this continues, Cleveland's going to have to compensate for that as they kind of crowd the box. As we'll have a player exchange. Aaron Davis coming in for the Fire. It'll be the slot to the near side. Columbus moving left to right on your devices. Tatum in the shotgun. 3-step drop. Under pressure, Kevin Green trying to chase him down. Tatum headed towards the sideline. He'll take it himself past the 40, and he'll go out of bounds on the Cleveland sideline. And he'll be close to a 1st down. Good pressure by Kevin Green, but Tatum tucks the ball and runs.
They stayed in that 3-man front, but they're creeping the linebackers up. They're pretty much trying to sell out to stop the run up the middle. That's what gave the space around the outside for the big run.
And we're just a little over 2 minutes left here in this first half. Columbus with an 8-0 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. Cam McCauley, Craig Williams working things out down there. Cam having a great game last week against the Federals. Pistol formation again. They'll send the fullback out to the far side. They'll hand it off out to the far side, past the 40, 45. Midfield stripe into Cleveland territory, and he'll be tripped up down at the Cleveland 33-yard line. And Columbus continuing to exploit that defensive front of Cleveland.
Just attacking downhill, pretty much abandoned the passing game that really hasn't worked for them all that well here in the first half.
Cleveland will take their second time out of the half. We'll step aside for a break as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
This is number 79, Josh Jackson. And you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on iMedia One Network. Let's get it.
Josh Jackson bringing us back out of the break. Great radio voice there by Josh. Almost Dave Clark-esque.
Yep.
Might have a future. We'll have to get him to do a little bit more for us. I like that.
Take advantage of the opportunities that you've got.
Yep, just about a minute 40 left here in the first half. 5-play drive here so far. Ball at the 34-yard line. This drive started back on the Fire 22-yard line. Columbus looking to add a touchdown before the break.
Can you believe Monday we are a month out from the start of high school football?
And then just after that, do you believe the playoffs are here? And then do you believe it's over? As Tim Continenz always says, the fastest 10 weeks of the year. Tatum now in a pistol formation, twin receivers to the far side. He'll take his time here, try to make some adjustments. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Matlock one-on-one with Craig Williams. Handoff to the far side. Contact in the backfield. Brought down on a loss. And Kevin Green getting the tackle for Cleveland, and that is what the Cobras needed here to slow down that run game.
We saw them a couple of times earlier run blitz and get burned, but it's one of those where you see they've abandoned the pass game. So I would almost, send that zero blitz or whatever you want to do to try to, if you give up a big play, you do, but in this case, it paid off in a tackle for loss.
Yeah, create congestion in the backfield. Certainly they did that time. As well, trip receivers to the near side now, single receiver to the far side. Laquan Bender will be the single receiver to that far side. Tatum in the shotgun, one running back to his left. And we should be heading towards the end of the first half here as Tatum pump fakes, fires out to the right side, has a man wide open, caught at the 15, inside the 10, 5, and into the end zone for the Columbus touchdown. But we have whistles. And if it stands,
we have a flag in front of the Cobra bench.
Andy Allison on the reception. So
ineligible downfield.
So one of the big men making their way downfield there is going to negate that Columbus touchdown, and a big break for Cleveland.
A little wrinkle in the pass game from the Fire, the pump and go, the hitch and go, whatever you want to call it. And that drew the safety up. The receiver was open, turned into a big play, but all for naught on the ineligible man downfield.
Now Cleveland Dodgers digging themselves in that hole again, and it's a big play wiped out for Columbus. Andy Allison on the reception there, wide open. And they'll mark this ball back at the 43-yard line. Make it the 44. He'll move it up one more yard. So second down again for Columbus. Second and 21, I believe, is going to be the count. As Tatum now being the shotgun, one running back to his left. Trip receivers to the far side. Again, we'll watch the one-on-one here between Craig Williams and Andy Allison. He'll be one-on-one to the near side. Tatum taking his time here as we should be approaching, again, the end of the first half here. Tatum three-step drop, plants his feet, looking downfield, fires down the middle, and he's got a man wide open. It's going to be caught into the end zone for the Columbus Fire. Naquan Bender on the touchdown. This one's going to stand. A 44-yard touchdown pass from Tatum to Bender gives Columbus the 14-0 lead here as we start to round down the first half.
Which found his receiver wide open, streaking down the middle of the field. And we've seen him overthrow a couple of wide open receivers earlier, but that time hit him right in stride.
So after struggling in the passing game, back-to-back passes go for a touchdown. The second one will stand, and Columbus will go for two. As the Cobras will most likely head into the locker room trailing by 2 touchdowns. I talk about that running game, luring everybody up towards that line of scrimmage, and that really opens it up. And I hear that week in and week out from the coach.
Absolutely. The linebackers were creeping up to fill the gaps between the defensive front. That brings the safeties up a couple of extra yards and not able to, backpedal into their coverage quick enough to recover on that deep ball.
So 6-play drive for Columbus. Results in the Fire touchdown. Tatum and Williams in the backfield. Twin receivers to the near side. Tatum going to roll out to the near side. Fire into the end zone. It's going to be caught. And 2 points are added for the Fire. Renault Thomas on the reception gives Columbus the 16-0 lead as we get close to the half.
Big scoring drive on back-to-back possessions by the Fire to get on the board and, as you said, make it a 16-point lead with little time remaining here in the first half.
Cleveland will get the ball in the second half, and it will be a big possession for the Cobras as they're going to have to respond as time will start to dwindle down here. As coaching staff has told me, Cleveland, and they've recognized that the Cobras are much better in the second half for the most part, but digging yourself out of a 16-point hole, not what was on the bingo card today.
No, absolutely not, especially with a team that has had as much success as they have had running the football and just working the clock.
So Andre Daniels, and I believe that's going to be Tyree Knight back to return for the Cobras. Talking to Baycoat and Gaddy, trying to set something up here. Jerry Cecil and Emmett Calhoun to the near side. And this one going to be a low kick. Well, landed at the 20. Picked up by Andre Daniels. Daniels going to return it to the near side. And he'll try to cut up past the 25 and brought down near the 28-yard line. And we're not sure how much time is on the clock here. Again, scoreboard is down.
They only had 9 players on the return team out there. Hard to block a kick when you're down 2 guys.
Well, if that is the case, they actually did well. They'll start off at least in decent field position, but not much time here remaining as they'll mark the ball at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cleveland. Cobras trailing 16-0. Top of the hour here in Brooklyn. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. And updated score from Youngstown. The Mahoning Valley Federals with 11:10 left in the fourth quarter have a 12-0 lead over the Ohio Bears.
Believe it's the Columbus Legends up for them next week.
Indeed, week 8 and tier 2 of the Tri-Point Football League. Matt Lipsack, Matt Emsch on the call over there on CityView Sportscast as Thompson now in a shotgun. Emma Calhoun to his left. 3 receivers to the near side. We'll see if they take a shot downfield. Single high safety for Columbus. Quick pass out to the far side, and it's going to be caught by Baycoat. He'll go out of bounds. Clock should stop. But again, without knowing how much time is left, a little hard to decide maybe what you're going to want to do here.
We try to get the quick hitter. Problem was you're outmanned on the blocking to the outside. There were 2 fire players right there on the edge, and once Baycoat made the catch, no one to help him block to get downfield.
Columbus with 1 high safety. That's going to be Thomas. He'll post up around his 47-yard line. Lab Thompson in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. Calhoun will be in the backfield with them. Quick pass out to the far side. Picked up by Baycoat. Baycoat trying to work through some white jerseys. Can't get through it. He'll be brought down at the 25-yard line. There'll be a loss on the play. And hear whistles here, but is that going to be it's going to be a timeout for Columbus. We'll keep it right here. Cleveland going backwards here, and it has been difficult for Cleveland to work out of these holes coming into the second half here. They will get the ball, but again, an all very important possession coming up.
And it changes your whole approach when you're offensively behind the sticks, because you then have to expand your plays, expand your routes to be able to pick up enough to keep the drive moving.
And certainly it's been a struggle for Cleveland here, and we'll see in the second half here what adjustments they can make. Running game has been hard to come by with that front 3 of the Columbus Fire. I'll mark the ball at the 25-yard line. I'll have to get to the 38 for a first down. However, time more of the issue here. Thompson, in the shotgun. Calhoun to his left. Twin receivers to each side. Andre Daniels will be the receiver to the outside near us. Low snap. Thompson back to pass. Under pressure, and he's going to be brought down inside the 15, down at the 14-yard line. I think that was going to be Jaden Harris on the tackle for Columbus. And for Cleveland at this point, looks like they're going to bring on a punt team, but without knowing and they're going to say, oh, that's going to be into the second half here. So that couldn't come soon enough for Cleveland, as they will go into the locker room down by a score of 16-0. We will step aside for our first time out here at the half. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
Halftime continues here in Brooklyn. Columbus with a 16-0 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. And Cobras looking for answers, but scoring kind of went like this.
No scoring in the opening quarter. It took till about the 7:43 mark of the second quarter. A 13-play, 75-yard drive capped off by a 6-yard touchdown run by Brandon Williams. The 2-point conversion was good. It was an 8-0 lead for the visiting Columbus Fire. Latter minutes of the first half, it was a Ben Tatum to Bender, a 44-yard touchdown pass. Again, the 2-point conversion good. A 16-0 lead for the Fire. What, I can't even read that. What's that?
6 plays, 78 yards on that one.
6 play, 78-yard drive as that capped off the scoring, and Columbus with a 16-point lead here at the half.
And Todd Mitchell just sent me a message, said, I'm wearing number 18. So Todd Mitchell, and Todd Mitchell, hometown, Youngstown. Got to play in his hometown last week, so some of big thing for us. Some of us tried to do that, but that didn't.
You did that for a while.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it was not a bad deal down there in Youngstown, though. Again, a little closer than Cleveland had anticipated. Traveled a little late, but you knew that over during the week they were going to have to make some adjustments. And you talk about looking ahead, and there was some talk about the Columbus Fire. During the Federals week, there is a game they were expected to win, but things that they wanted to try that they thought would be effective and in place for the Fire coming up the following week. So you talk about looking ahead, and that couldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it definitely could. You never want to overlook any opponent, especially in this league, knowing that somebody can jump up and bite you at any time.
Yeah, next week, the Cleveland Cobras will round out their regular season down at J.C. Stone Field in Pennsylvania. They will take on the WPA Wildcats. The Wildcats, at last check there, was still trailing the Erie Express by a score of 7-0. Erie has been reeling off points in these games, so that tells you how tough the WPA Wildcats have always been that way under the ownership of Johnny Ray. That's been their personality, but right now, the Erie Express, undoubtedly the number one team in the league. Now, updated score from Youngstown, the Mahoning Valley Federals with an 18-0 lead over the Ohio Bears. 8:34 left there in the fourth quarter. That over on City View Sportscast with Matt Lipsack and Matt Emsch. And again, we'll head down to Pennsylvania next week to wrap up this season. Seeding for the playoffs should be interesting. Right now, Cleveland in the 4th spot could get a home game, but it's going to be a little bit tougher should they lose this one to Columbus. They may be on the road coming up, and the one thing that they want to do is they want to get past that first round. That has been their Achilles heel.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that first playoff victory gets that momentum going. And you always want to have whatever matchup is in your best favor to begin that opening round.
Yeah, certainly we look at the standings this way, as it stands currently. And if the playoffs started today, they would be hosting the Port City Spartans here in Cleveland. But again, Cleveland going to have to do their part here, get the win over Columbus to assure that that is going to happen. Halftime continues here in Brooklyn. We're going to step aside for our next break. And when we come back, second half action coming up here from Brooklyn Hurricanes Field in Cuyahoga County. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge. Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Come out to the 36 beautiful hole design course by Donald Ross, and golf lessons are available by calling the team shop at 330-740-7112. Don't forget about family fun nights on Friday and Saturday evenings, a family of 4 with cart for only $25. Or visit the Wick Recreation Area and the lighted Par 3 course. Book your tee time today at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky. Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Listen to Grove City College football all season long right here on Western Reserve Radio. Play action for East with time down the field. Got him in stride. That's Drake. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cameron Drake. Give it to Schools across the 50. 45, 40. He's gone. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wesley Schools. Listen to head coach Andrew DiDonato and the Grove City College Wolverines all year long right here on Western Reserve Radio.
Third quarter coming up here from Brooklyn, Ohio. The Cleveland Cobras trailing by a score of 16-0. Jim Craven with you along with Mark Beans. The Dave Ferris.
Even when you compliment the guy, he seems disappointed. I mean, that's the one I give him for the month. He's out.
That's it. I'm sorry. And it's towards the end of the month. He'll look forward to August. As you mentioned before, entering into high school football season coming up.
We got a team from this area coming to Youngstown to start our season off with Walsh Jesuit and Ursuline playing on Thursday, the August 22nd.
Well, we will have some of the big matchups right here on the iMedia One Network. Of course, we haven't made the announcement officially. But
nope, that is coming soon.
Here on Western Reserve Radio, we'll have the Poland Bulldogs all year long. And, of course, Mark means we'll have the game of the week as he will travel the area bringing you all the best matchups from around the region. And we are looking forward to that here. And also, we will be bringing you, courtesy of the Lawrence County Sportsnet, Western Pennsylvania football coming up here in 2024. And we are excited to be working with James Dotson. And
if somebody is listening and they want to get on board for advertising with us, how do they reach you?
Absolutely. That is a great idea. See?
It wasn't mine, but I'll take credit for it.
Those are the veteran moves that I surround myself with here. But yeah, go to Western Reserve Radio on, iMedia One Network on Facebook. You can send us a message or give us a call, 330-502-9402. Go to westernreserveradio.com. There's phone numbers at the bottom, too. Give us a call. We are looking forward to partnering with our business neighbors there in the region as we bring you, again, some of the best matchups, some of the best football in Ohio as Columbus will get ready to kick this one off to get the third quarter started. And this one going to be an end-over-end kick. We're going to have a whistle, and I believe Columbus is going to be offsides. That'll knock them back 5 yards.
That may be the biggest person I've ever seen kick off ever.
And his name is Marcus Allen. Not from the Raiders.
He should wear 32 then.
But if you are listening in on Live 365 or Tunein or westernreserveradio.com, we can only say that he is a mass of humanity and a pretty good kickoff guy there, too.
Straight on, Luke Rosen style.
Absolutely. So we'll reset this one as actually they're going to mark the ball right at the 40. So there's a flag, stop the play, but okay.
No penalty.
All right, so we'll call that a warning.
Do-over.
Columbus will kick this one off. Andre Daniels, Tyree Knight the return for the Cobras. And again, another nice kick to Tyree Knight. He'll pick this up at the 7-yard line. Bring it out past the 10, work near the 20, head towards the Cobra sideline, and he'll be brought down. Ball's going to come loose, and Columbus is going to fall on it at the 29-yard line. We haven't gotten the official call yet, but it looks like Columbus is going to get the ball. And couldn't get a number on it. Thought that was 23. Don't see a 23 on the roster. We do apologize for that, but ball comes loose. And Columbus will get the ball to start this third quarter.
That kickoff was from the 40 to the 7, 2 steps straight on.
Well, when you have that much behind you, I believe that's an advantage. And a guy that big on the kickoff coverage, absolutely impressive. So kudos to him. I mean, most linemen that I saw never liked to be on the kickoff team. So Columbus will take over 1st and 10. They'll mark the ball at the 30-yard line in Cleveland territory. Just underway here, third quarter, about 14 and a half minutes to go. Cleveland trails by a score of 16-0. Columbus scoring on drives of 75 and 78 yards in the second quarter. As Columbus will break the huddle. Looks like a little bit of confusion there. It looks like they were waiting for the quarterback. We're at least waiting for some extra personnel. But all right, they'll wait for a left guard. They'll find him, and they'll switch. Nonetheless, Tatum in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. 1st and 10 for the Fire. 3-step drop. Tatum under pressure. Stepping up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Almost picked off by the Cobras. And ball thrown hard. And Jerry Cecil almost on the interception. Oh, excuse me. That's going to be Todd Mitchell. And Todd shaking his hand there, Mark. Looks like maybe bent that finger back a little bit.
Yeah, that was a absolute rocket from the quarterback, and almost like it was intended for him. And I think it deflected off the tips of his fingers.
So Todd Mitchell almost with the interception. We know a little thing about dislocating fingers here.
All kinds of things have happened here at Brooklyn High School.
Some we can talk about directly right up here in the press box. Is Tatum now being
and some we cannot.
Tatum in a pistol formation. Well, back to his right. Twin receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Matlock. They'll hand it off the left side. That's going to be Williams past the 20 and down near the 16-yard line. Ball's loose, but I believe the officials are going to say he was down. And indeed, that is going to be the case. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Columbus in the red zone. And Cleveland still just cannot find an answer for that run game.
Well, the running game right up the middle has just been where they've been able to attack all evening long.
So they're actually going to mark the ball down at the 18-yard line. They'll say his knee went down there. 1st and 10 for Columbus. Fire with a 16-0 lead over the Cobras. Cleveland with an opportunity to pick one off on the play prior, but couldn't bring that one in. So Tatum back to the pistol formation. He'll have Bender to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. Matlock will be the outside receiver. Tatum. Holden's on to the ball. Into the end zone, and it's going to be dropped. And he dropped it right into the hands. I believe that was going to be Denzel Matlock, but he couldn't hold on to it.
And that throw split the corner and the safety perfectly after the play fake. Just not able to hold on to it at the back end of the end zone. You know, we've talked about this facility for years, so I took a second to look it up. Facility doesn't necessarily match the program. Brooklyn struggling a little bit, just 2-8 last year.
Yeah, we talked about that on the way up. They've been great hosts here in Brooklyn, though. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for Columbus. Still at the Cleveland 18-yard line. Twin receivers to the near side. I formation this time. Tatum will go under center. That'll be Coop, the tailback. They'll hand it off to Coop off the right side. Past the 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone for the Columbus touchdown. Fire take a 22-0 lead here early in the third quarter.
Rodney Coop is a tough between the tackles runner who just elected to bounce that one just a little bit to the outside and showed some speed and strength for his first touchdown.
Again, for Cleveland, frustration setting in as all the success for Columbus has come basically between the tackles. So Columbus will go for 2. Just about 13 minutes left here, third quarter. Columbus gets the ball on a fumble by Tyree Knight. That was on the initial kickoff. Columbus cashes in on that. 4-play drive. Columbus with the 22-0 lead. They'll go for 2. So Tatum in the pistol. He'll send Bender to the far side again. Allison will be the receiver to the near side. Columbus with a tight end to the right side. We'll watch that end. Tatum setting up, fires into the end zone, and it's going to be picked off in the back of the end zone. Craig Williams. Williams looking to return that one for 2. And he's going to run out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Flag on the play. A late hit coming in near the Cleveland sideline. And it was kind of an awkward hit there on Joe Barrico. He's going to get up and shake it off, though. Couldn't see in the pile who the flag was going to be on, but they'll assess that on the kickoff, I believe.
Yeah, that should come on the kickoff. I was just about to say, it's been a fairly clean game. Not a lot of flags, not a lot of turnovers, and then you saw about 3 of them go flying at the same time.
So just about 13 minutes left here. They'll talk about the penalty here. Officials will huddle up near the 20-yard line. Kind of an awkward hit there. Kind of a dangerous hit when you're down near the ankle there, but again, Barrico got up, shook that one off. Little pause in the action here as the officials will try to get that assessed. And it looks like a Fire player trying to plead his case. Matthew Neal. Oh, excuse me, that's going to be DeJuan Brown. He'll head back to the sideline, and I don't know that he's going to win that argument. That was well after the play. So Columbus lined up to kick off here. The officials still kind of talking this over. Columbus has the ball lined up at the 35. Just about 13 minutes left here, third quarter. Columbus with a 22-0 lead over Cleveland Cobras.
If you're Cleveland, you expect a good field position off of this kick once they mark off the penalty, and this becomes an absolutely critical drive here in the middle stages of the third quarter.
Try to get you some scores around here. We know the Mahoning Valley Federals are leading the Ohio Bears. That game winding down fourth quarter over on City View Sportscast. And they will kick this one off from the 20-yard line. Marcus Allen to kick off for the Fire. Andre Daniels and Tyree Knight going to line up right around their own 25-yard line. End-over-end kick. This one will head towards the sideline. It'll go out of bounds, and Cleveland will start with great field position here after the fumble on the initial kickoff of the second half.
Final score from Pennsylvania, Erie 7, WPA 0. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, 2 shutouts for the Erie Express. That would be the first story there, but Erie and WPA almost, it was an identical score. What a great matchup there between those two. And they both come over from the GDFL at one point.
You look at WPA, I think that drops them to 3-4, but they have really given Erie all they want in those 2 matchups.
Yeah, probably the closest games that Erie has had all year long, as the Express going to become one of the staples at this level nationwide. We have had on occasion been able to work with Paul Pennington and crew over there. And,
2-time national champions.
Yeah, and any information you want, they always have. So it's great time. As Cleveland will take the ball first and 10 at the Columbus 45-yard line. Under 13 minutes to play here, third quarter. Cleveland shut out here so far. They trail 22-0. Emma Calhoun now in the pistol formation behind Thompson. Strickland receives single receiver to the near side, twins to the far side. That'll be D'Angelo Thompson in motion on the option. Thompson going to keep this one, and he's going to take a hit at the 44-yard line. May have picked up a yard or two, but it'll be 2nd and 9 now for Cleveland.
Now that's a wrinkle we didn't see at all in the first half of action. We didn't see Thompson run much at all so far in this game.
Yeah, one of the things that we have not seen from him has been that read option. He does that so well, holds that ball in there for as long as he can. But hopefully he'll get back to that here, as he's even caught us off guard from time to time.
Don't be deceived by his size. He is a bigger quarterback, but among the leading rushers in touchdowns for quarterbacks in the league.
Almost reminds you of a young man named Mike Withrow.
There's going into the past.
We always have to have the Scourge reference. As Emma Calhoun will remain in at the tailback. Strickland, receiver to the near side. Twin receivers to the far side. 2nd and 9 for Cleveland. Ball at the Fire 44-yard line. Thompson with the hard count. He'll try to draw him off. Good snap. 3-step drop by Thompson. Fires over the middle. Intercepted at the 32-yard line. Nate Burks on the interception, and Columbus will take over 1st and 10 right near their own 37-yard line.
Interception number 5 on the season thrown by Thompson, and he could not have seen the defender dropping back in coverage as he kind of almost threw the ball right to him as he cut across the face of the receiver.
Yeah, hard to see over all those big guys up front. You talk about the mass on the line of Columbus, but also the height. And it certainly takes away your line of sight. There's a little bit of a radio chat there, line of sight from your quarterback to your receiver, not easy to do.
No, definitely not. And, the size of both of their lines, it rivals, some big colleges with just the mass that they were able to put out there. And like I said in the first half, these aren't just big, slow guys. There's some pretty athletic players on their line.
Yeah, we've seen some impressive play by the big men as Marquise Hodge is now coming in at the middle linebacker position. Todd Mitchell as well for the Cobras. 1st and 10 for the Fire. Ball at the 35-yard line. Right around maybe 11 minutes to play here. Go I formation, and we're going to have a whistle. And it looks like Columbus is going to take their first time out of the half. We'll step aside for a quick break as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Tyree Knight, number 2 of the Cleveland Cobras, and you're listening to the Tri-Point Football League on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network. Go Cobras.
Third quarter continues here, and Brooklyn. Columbus with the ball. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Fire taking a timeout here, and I believe we should be close to a final over there, Dave, in Youngstown. 24-6 is the Federals' lead. All right, that is the final score. In Youngstown, Federals get their second win of the season over the Ohio Bears. I formation for Columbus now. Tatum under center. Twin receivers to the far side. Tatum with the handoff to the tailback. Contact in the backfield, but going to get away. And a big hit at the 39-yard line. Andy Code had a shot at the runner. Juwan Smith with the ball. Contact in the backfield, but couldn't wrap him up. Columbus right back to the line. They'll go back to the I formation.
Yeah, they've really picked up the tempo late in the first half and continued here into the third quarter.
2nd and 6. Hand off to the tailback again off the left side. Pick up a couple yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down. And Columbus trying to go up tempo there and probably trying to keep Cleveland from making personnel exchanges and keeping them fresh.
And the way they've been able to run the football, using that up-tempo, exactly that. You don't have a chance to substitute, get some fresh bodies out there, get a chance to kind of catch your breath before coming back in the game.
So 3rd and 4, ball marked at the 42-yard line. Columbus now going to go into a huddle. They'll take their time on this one, as I'm sure the Fire, with this run game, can start to run down this clock. And not sure if we have a problem with the chain crew. It looks like the referee was trying to make some gestures to the Columbus sideline.
Not quite sure what that was.
Not sure at all.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm honestly not sure.
Kind of looked like he was dancing a little bit here. As Brandon Williams will be the tailback in the I formation.
Sideline warning potentially?
That's what it could have looked like, but I don't know if that signal was quite what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
All right, so nonetheless, no penalty here. 3rd and 4. Or excuse me. Yep. Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and 4. So Tatum under center, I formation. Williams will be the tailback. Single receiver to the near side. Just about 9.5 minutes left in this game. The slot in motion from left to right. Tatum on the play action, going to fire downfield. Craig Williams with a shot at it. And this time he's going to get it at the 18-yard line. Williams bringing it out to the 30, 35, 40, working his way up the Cobra sideline, past midfield, has a block, getting one from Andre Daniels, and to be knocked out of bounds on the Cobra sideline by Matt Neal. And the Cobras get the turnover. Craig Williams finally brings one in. He's had some opportunities today. Cobras will start with great field position.
And you know what? I love the sportsmanship there by Matthew Neal. He could have, if he really wanted to, slung him down on the sidelines, but he just kind of carried him out of bounds and then even held him up from going down to the turf.
Yeah, and Neal, at his size, can pretty much do whatever he wants. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Cleveland. I'll mark the ball at the 33-yard line on the fire side of the field. Right around 9 minutes left here as Matt Wise will make his way to the sideline. Cleveland with their best field position of the day, I do believe. D'Angelo Thompson making his way to the sideline as well. Baycoat, single receiver to the far side. Andre Daniels to the near side. Campesini now into the left of Thompson. Javon Washington, the tailback. Thompson taking his time, looking to the far side. Thompson going to give this one to Washington. Washington trying to find room. Going to have to bounce back, going to be caught up and brought down in the backfield as Renault Thomas will get him. And a little tug on the back of that collar,
Definitely.
but no call on that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a reach. I don't know necessarily, he threw him down with the horse collar, but definitely it was a reach to the back of the jersey like that.
We talked about working behind the yard markers this time. Ball marked back at the 38-yard line. Original line of scrimmage at the 33, loss of 5. Run game has all been but absent today. As Baycoat again will be the receiver to the far side. Wise and Daniels, the twins to the near side. Washington will remain the tailback to the left of Thompson in the shotgun. So 2nd and 15. Here we're just about 7:50 left here. Third quarter, Thompson. Three-step drop under pressure, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. A couple of Fire defensive players coming in untouched. And we have a number 24, but not on our roster. Cleveland going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, a couple of plays where they are definitely forcing themselves behind the sticks. And 2 defenders just came clean. And when you're the single running back in the backfield, you kind of got to choose which one you're going to pick up. And when you pick up one, the other has a clear run to the quarterback.
Ball marked back at the Fire 44-yard line now. Cleveland will have to get to the 23-yard line for the first down. Thompson and Baycoat, twin receivers to the far side. Wise and Daniels to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll post up right around the midfield stripe. Javon Washington to his right. Low snap. Picked up by Thompson. Under pressure, and he's going to be brought down again at the 45-yard line on the Cleveland side. And frustration starting to set in for Slap Thompson.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 plays, 3 negative plays. As this is going to force a punting situation when you started with your best opening possession, field position of any drive throughout the game.
Unfortunately, Ben Lyons on for the punting duties. This Cleveland drive started on the 23-yard line. And the ball will be marked now back. Or excuse me, on the Columbus 23-yard line. It'll end up back on the Cleveland 45-yard line. Ben Lyons will post up right around his own 31-yard line. Good snap. Lyons gets rid of this one. Good punt will land near the 33-yard line and roll out of bounds inside the 30. And that's where Columbus will take over, 1st and 10. And again, just a frustrating series of offensive plays for the Cleveland Cobras. The offensive line struggling today, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you talk about a fantastic defensive line, and it's been a game where they've sent a lot of people in different blitz packages where they're bringing a safety down, or they're sending linebackers from the outside. They've even blitzed a couple of corners, so you don't know where that pressure is going to come from. They just keep bringing it from all over the field.
1st and 10 for the Fire. They mark the ball at the 30-yard line. By our count, could be about 5.5 minutes left here, third quarter. Cleveland trailing by a score of 22-0. Probably no more frustrated than the coaching staff trying to come up with the magic formula, and so far it has been tough, as Williams will be the tailback in the I formation, twin receivers to the far side. Tatum will be under center. Columbus will try to run this clock down. Marquise Hodges, middle linebacker now for Cleveland. Handoff again to Williams. He'll break it off the right side, cut it back inside to the 35, and be knocked back a couple yards, but they're going to give him progress out to the 36. And it'll be 2nd down for the Fire.
Last few plays, both sides. There's been, I like what I'm seeing sportsmanship-wise. Guys are blocking each other hard, and then you see, smacks on the helmet from each side before they go back to the huddle. You like to see that.
Yeah, certainly two of the oldest teams at this level. And they get to know each other pretty well here as they'll come back out in the I formation. And Columbus looking to run this clock down. Twin receivers to the far side. Tatum under center. They'll give it to the fullback this time, nowhere to go. Still picked up a yard, fell forward. Mike Steele on the run. That'll bring up 3rd down for Columbus. 3rd and short. Cleveland sure could use the stop here.
We've seen the number of running backs from the Fire, and they've got some speed, they've got some size, but they've been able to do a good job kind of shuffling players in and out at that spot.
Just about 4.5 minutes left here by our count. Again, not an official clock. Here's our scoreboard. Had some issues today. Tatum now in a pistol formation. He'll pitch it out to the far side, looking for tailback pass. Look for a receiver downfield and going to overthrow him. Pass intended for Bender. And Brandon Williams, listed as a quarterback, overthrew him. Flag on the play, I believe, somewhere. Not sure what's going on there, but nonetheless, tailback pass by the Fire, incomplete.
I had his man out there just a little too much on the throw and couldn't quite get it to his man. It was about 3 or 4 yards out in front.
So Columbus still trying to get into the end zone, up 22-0. Of course, up by 22 points, you can pretty much experiment with whatever you want.
Chance to see what works and what doesn't.
So 4th down for Columbus. Looks like they're going to go for it. Riley Coop going to go to the sideline. Williams will remain the tailback. Twin receivers of the far side for Columbus. 4th and 4 for the Fire. Tatum going to pitch this one out to the far side. Williams was going to look to throw it, going to tuck it, take it upfield, and he'll have enough for a Columbus 1st down. He'll go down on the Fire sideline. No flag on the play, and the Fire drive will continue.
That one was close. Contact, they said, was made. The tackle followed through out of bounds right near the white, but a good play pushing him out of bounds after he picked up the 1st down.
So Cleveland with the opportunity to get the defense off the field. They can't capitalize. 1st and 10. As it looks like we're going to have a timeout here, I believe, with just about 4 minutes left here. We'll keep it here. I'm not sure what they're... Oh, end of the quarter. Okay, so our clock, unofficially, of course, we're showing a little bit more time, but end of the 3rd quarter here in Brooklyn. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We'll be right back after this.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
This is number 79, Josh Jackson. And you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on iMedia One Network. Let's get it.
The baritone sounds of Josh Jackson bringing us back here out of the break. We always have a little fun with him and Antoine Peterson, also known as Tony Sweets. It's a pretty cool name.
Yes.
And I'm just kidding. I'm just getting that look.
I'm an inexperienced color commentator. What can I say? It's been a few years since I've sat over here.
1st and 10 for Columbus at their own 45-yard line. Fourth quarter just underway here in Brooklyn. Fire up by a score of 22-0. Columbus going to the I formation. They have kept it primarily to the ground today. As no pitch just went out to the far side. Contact made in the backfield, and he's going to be undercut. And that's going to be Dontrell Nalling on the tackle. Took him out at the ankles. It's going to be a loss of a couple yards on the play for Columbus.
A perfect fundamental tackle, went low, took the ball carrier down. Nice play by the Cobras defender.
Great pursuit from the snap. As they'll move this ball back. Well, looks like the 36-yard line, so 2nd and 14 for Columbus. Might be the worst position they've been in all day.
Could tell with what we've seen so far this evening why this football team is 5-0.
Indeed, Durante Nalling checking in at the safety position. Like Cam Scott, a little shaken up there. Split backs this time for the Fire. They'll send a man in motion from right to left. 3 receivers to the near side now. Tatum going to redirect Bender back to the other side. Twin receivers to the near side. Single receiver far side now. Fire moving right to left on your audio devices. Tatum, 3-step drop, stepping up in the pocket under pressure. He's going to have a lot of real estate in front of him. He'll get past the 40, near midfield, into Cleveland territory, to the 30, and knocked down near the 25-yard line on the Cleveland side of the field. And Cleveland with the opportunity for a sack, couldn't wrap him up, and Tatum makes a positive play out of what should have been a loss.
Incredible balance to be able to stay on his feet. It looked like initially he was going to kind of fall into the turf, but he was able to keep that balance at about 10 more yards onto the run.
I'll mark this one at the Cleveland 24-yard line here, fourth quarter action. Columbus up by a score of 22-0 over the Cleveland Cobras. Cobras 4-2 on the season. Playing for seeding right now in what is essentially a tournament-style playoff with the 8 teams in Tier 1. Of course, Cleveland wants that home game. Desjuan Brown coming out, kind of pirouetting out to the line there. Not bad for a big guy. Looks like he's enjoying himself. Of course, if you're up 22 points, you'd be excited too. Twin receivers to the near side here. Tatum, he'll take the ball himself under pressure, and he'll go down in the backfield. Andy Cote will set that up, and he'll get a host of help, including from Wells and Todd Mitchell. Again, moments of great defensive play, but again, we talked about in pregame the consistency that Cleveland was looking for. That has certainly been the issue tonight.
There's been some big plays given up, and the run game had just had trouble stopping the run games throughout the afternoon and now into the evening.
2nd and 14 here now as sun goes down here, lights on in the stadium. Not a bad night here in Brooklyn, just right around 75 degrees now.
Actually been nice the last couple of days.
Not a whole lot of humidity. Unless you're down on the field wearing a helmet and shoulder pads, then it's hot.
And a black jersey.
That'll do it, too, from time to time. Columbus wearing their white. It was initially supposed to be the other way around this week, but something changed. And Columbus wearing the white. Cleveland wearing the black. Three receivers to the near side now. Now it's going to be Williams at the quarterback position. Tatum to his right. Williams back to pass under pressure, going to step up in the pocket. Andy Koch trying to bring him down. He'll trip him up. And another sack for the Cobras. As the front line of the Cobras now showing some pressure. Could be just a little bit too late, though, for Cleveland.
Andy Koch has played phenomenally the last 2 weeks. He's that guy on the defensive line. He's got that motor that just constantly runs, and he never gives up on a play.
Yeah, certainly that front three has this season they've been good overall today, have struggled as Columbus's run game has just been outstanding. Well, now Brandon Williams will set up as a receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one with Kev Fortson. Booker will be to the left of Tatum. 3 receivers to the far side. 3rd and 20 for Columbus. Tatum taking the ball himself past the 30, 25, 10, 5, and into the end zone for Columbus. 28-0 is the Columbus lead on the quarterback run. And Cleveland still searching for answers.
Just found some clear sailing once he got through the initial wall of defenders and showed an extra gear of speed to be able to cut back inside near the hash mark to score the touchdown.
And you saw Brandon Williams lined up as a receiver onto the outside. You wonder if there was too much attention paid to that because of the fact that he's been a quarterback and a running back today. And then maybe they were going to look to get the ball to him. But nonetheless, 28-0 is the score. Cleveland being shut out here. With just about 10 minutes left in the game, Columbus will go for 2.
We've seen them do that 3 times. This will be the 4th. They're 2 for 3 so far.
So just a reminder, we will be at J.C. Stone Field in Pennsylvania next week as the Cobras will head down to take on the WPA Wildcats. Wildcats dropping the game today 7-0 to the Erie Express. Handoff up the middle this time, and he'll get near the goal line, and they're going to say it's good as Rodney Coop will head into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and Columbus takes a 30-0 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
Get a me drain. Get a me drain. Drain or sewer problems? Call Get a me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now. 330-758-5031.
Signature Granite in North Lima is your go-to in the countertop trade. We provide workmanship for both residential and commercial markets. In need of a new look in your kitchen, bathroom, bar, or any other countertop installation? Look no further. Our services include measurements, handcrafted custom fabrication, complete installation, custom edge finishing, and outdoor bars, and much more. For a free estimate, call 330-549-9770 and make your next project a signature.
Fourth quarter action continues here. Cleveland trailing Columbus Fire by a score of 30-0. We got a surprise visit by Ohio Gladiator Danny Skolecki stepping in. Had some conflicts today, was not on the field, but deep kick picked up at the 30-yard line by the Cobras. They'll return this out to the 25. That'll be Gaddy to the 30 and all the way down to the 33-yard line. That's what Cleveland will take over, trailing Columbus by a score of 30-0. And at this point, a little hard to come up with a plan that you're going to come back from. There's no 30-point play here, but maybe Cleveland, maybe work on some things, get ready for the Wildcats next week because it just doesn't get any easier than this.
No, it's one of those where you're going to have a challenge every week. And this second half of the schedule, finishing up the regular season, going to be very difficult for the Cobras to face.
Indeed, the Cobras will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line by our count. Probably around 10 minutes left here. Ish, maybe.
Around.
We were 4 minutes off the last quarter, so I don't know. But, again, we don't see it, so maybe,
Run a few seconds here, a few seconds there.
So Thompson in the shotgun. He'll have Gaddy to his right, twin receivers to the far side, twin receivers to the near side. As the sun is setting here in Brooklyn, beautiful summer night. Awkward snap here. Thompson stepping up in the pocket under pressure, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Justin Head on the sack. Thompson, again, frustration just set in for him as he knows there's a lot of talent here, a lot of depth, but today just not clicking on anything.
They stood both ends up, didn't even put him down in a stance, and they just kind of took off upfield and was able to break through the offensive line and get into the backfield.
So ball now spotted at the 27-yard line. Original line of scrimmage was the 34. They'll have to get to the 44 for a first down. Thompson in the shotgun still. Twin receivers to each side. Thompson, pump fake, fires out to his right. He's got Tyree Knight at the 40, 35, 30, 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Tyree Knight on the 74-yard touchdown, and the Cobras get on the board. The score now 30-6 in favor of the Fire, but what a beautiful pitch and catch by Thompson tonight.
And Thompson did a nice job, stepped up in the pocket, threw the ball right down the seam to Tyree Knight. It was just a matter of would he be able to outrun the secondary, and he did for the 74-yard touchdown.
Yeah, certainly. I thought there was a chance they were going to catch him from behind, but he makes it all the way to the end zone. Two-play drive for the Cobras. 73-yard touchdown pass. And Ben Lyons coming on for the extra point. And Barrico will hold. Dontrell Nalling to snap. Again, that was an issue during the season initially, the long snapping, but Dontrell Nalling coming out to snap on the field goal. Gaddy trying to find a spot there. He'll go to the right. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. Flag on the play. And we'll see what the call is going to be on this. The official's telling somebody from the Fire to head to the sideline, but we'll see what the flag is. Waiting for the referee to be able to redirect his attention. There's maybe a little bit of discussion going on down there between the teams.
Making dinner plans for this evening?
I'm sure. Plenty to do up here in the Brooklyn area. Columbus, about 2.5 hour drive from here?
About 2.
Depends on who's doing the driving.
No, it's straight 71 south.
So 71 south here. Yeah, maybe Columbus can stick around for some dinner. We'll see. So don't know what the flag was. Didn't get any kind of call, I don't believe. As Lions will line this one up at the 35-yard line. Cleveland trails by a score of 30-7. And we believe there could be right around 8 minutes left here in this game. So Columbus does something that has been tough at this level and is to go on the road and win.
It's hard to win on the road at any level.
Well, they'll remain undefeated here as they'll go to 6-0.
Have a heck of a matchup next week at Erie.
Indeed, and hard for any team to go to Erie, Pennsylvania to take on the Express. Lions will kick this one off from the 35. High kick, picked up at the 15. Pitch back, and they'll bring out to the 20, 25. Out to the 30 and down at the 40-yard line. Columbus will take over 1st and 10 there They'll try to eat this clock up here, get out of Brooklyn with the win. And Cleveland looking forward to next week. Again, trying to come up with some kind of solution here. Talent not the issue. Maybe not depth so much the issue, but certainly it's been the consistency of play.
All right, just be able to – they really haven't been able to get a rhythm offensively, and it's just because of that big defensive front that they line up in a lot of different looks.
The front defensive line of the Fire have been disruptive all night long. Slap Thompson, he's had a rough one. And we'll look around, see if we can get you some scores from around the area. Columbus now with the ball, 1st and 10, marked right at their own 40-yard line. Twin receivers to the far side, one single receiver to the near side. That'll be Matlock. Tatum with the handoff off the left side. Williams going to drag a few Cobras out to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Columbus. They're going to stop the clock here as the Cobras will take a timeout. So we will take a break as well. Just about 7.5 minutes left here in this game. Cobras trail by a score of 30-7. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Tyree Knight, number 2 of the Cleveland Cobras, and you're listening to the Tri-Point Football League on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network. Go Cobras.
Tyree Knight bringing us back out of the timeout here. Tyree Knight with a 73-yard touchdown reception from Slap Thompson gets Cobras on the board. They'll avoid the shutout today. Is getting a little bit of confusion here as our referee over there trying to give some information to head coach Adam Rogerson, but can't hear the context of the conversation as Tatum will take the high snap, hand it off to the tailback to try to get to the outside, pressure the backfield, and he will go down to Sean Drafton. We'll lose 5 or 6 on the play. And right now, I don't think Columbus is really going to panic over that.
That's Andy Code's 3rd tackle for loss so far here tonight.
Code performing well there on that defensive line. But they've had a rough day as well with the running game of the Fire. Size and speed has been the formula for Columbus.
Got some guys on that offensive line that rival the big boys that line up for the Scarlet and Gray on Saturdays.
Should be a fantastic matchup in Erie next week. Tatum now will go with split backs. He'll be in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. Tatum going to take it to the far side himself. Out past the 40, near midfield. Flag comes in, and Tatum will go out of bounds. Maybe have a hold on the play. That might bring this one back.
We had 2 flags in the area where the hold took place. Is going to wipe out this big run and back up the Fire.
Now that's when you know it was a good hold, when you have 2 officials that absolutely agree on it and throw the same flag.
And if you're going to hold, make it worthy.
Well, you never know. They might miss one.
If you're going to chop block, make it effective.
Or, as most defensive linemen will tell you, they always hold. I don't find that to be true.
But it's all about hand positioning, right? Keep the elbows tucked in.
All about what the official can see. That's a taught technique, sad to say. I never did that, though.
You never held once?
Never held.
Never once?
Nope. I know those officials said I did sometimes, but.
Even when you played in that game out west a few years ago?
Nope, not at all.
And the guy you faced was 9 foot tall and 700 pounds?
Yes, my good friend.
I don't know if your ribs thought he was your good friend.
That hug after the game, it made me feel like we were real friendly. Nonetheless, they'll mark the ball at the 36-yard line on the Fire side of the field. Fire will have to get to the midfield stripe for the first down. Tatum in the shotgun. One running back to each side. Twin receivers to the far side. Three-step drop by Tatum. Under pressure. Fires downfield. Hosey on the coverage. And it's going to be knocked away. It'll head into the turf. And I believe Deshaun Drafton maybe was the intended receiver. Hard to tell. Terry Hosey on the coverage for Cleveland. Columbus trying to take some shots downfield. Andy Code going to come off the field and be replaced by E.J. Bibbs. E.J. the Barbarian. He has been around a little while too. As and I believe, okay, Columbus is going to punt, and that has highly disappointed E.J. Bibbs, who will have to come out. Generally an offensive lineman, so. E.J. said, nope, I'm going to be a linebacker on the punt return team. All right.
And no one's going to tell him no.
Absolutely not. E.J. Bibbs, the veteran. Actually, it was E.J. the Barbarian. Nobody else calls him that. I call him that. Whistles again here as we get ready for Columbus to punt. Ball at the 36-yard line. Cobra returner will line up at his own 30 as Columbus will make an exchange of personnel. A couple numbers missing on our roster, so we do apologize for that. As we, for whatever reason, have another player running on for Columbus. Pretty sure they got about 15 players out now. Nonetheless, low snap. We don't get this one away. It's going to be a high, short kick. It'll land just on the other side of the 50. And it'll take a Columbus roll down near the 35-yard line. And that's where the Cobras will take over, 1st and 10, trailing by a score of 30-7.
That wasn't the most beautiful punt you'll ever see, but it was effective.
Yeah, for Columbus, everything going their way tonight, including a high short punt, taking the Cleveland roll. So a lot to work on for Week 8 of the Tri-Point Football League. We'll wrap this one up here in 2024 from J.C. Stonefield next week as they take on the WPA Wildcats. Wildcats on hiatus for a couple of years, but they are back this year and just as competitive. A lot of hardware over there with the WPA Wildcats, many different titles. Thompson, empty backfield now. Receivers to each side. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Three-step drop. Thompson going to fire down the sideline. Got Andre Daniels and overthrew him just a hair. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Andre Daniels making probably one of the best plays I saw this year. You called it against the Erie Express on that touchdown. Fought through the entire Express secondary.
Yeah, definitely. He showed his athletic ability to be able to make plays like that, and he's somebody they want to really try and get the football due downfield.
Yeah, certainly you would like to get him involved as Marvin Germany will check his way into the Cleveland offense. Daniel's the kind of guy you like to try to move around and get the ball to. His yards after catch have been pretty impressive. As he'll be the receiver to the far side now. Wise will be the slot next to him. 3 receivers to the near side. Thompson in an empty backfield. Guessing just about 4 minutes left here in this game. They'll send Wise in motion from left to right. Quick pass out to Baycoat. Kind of bobbled it. And he's going to be brought down on a couple-yard loss. Travis Birdsong on the tackle. So 3rd and 10 for Cleveland. As we wind this one down here, Week 7.
You look ahead to next week's matchup. WPA falling today. They are now 3-4. With the Cobras loss, they will drop to 4-3. So that game becomes very important for the final week of the regular season.
It will be a very interesting outcome there because it's going to affect both teams going into the playoffs. Give WPA credit after being on hiatus for a couple of years. They come back, very competitive, great talent. Here's Thompson. Back to pass. Complete to Germany at the 45. He gets to midfield into Cleveland territory, going to tuck the ball away and be brought down near the Fire 41-yard line. That's going to be a first down for Cleveland. They're going to head right back to the line. 3 receivers to the near side. Can't be told that was number 6. Okay, that was D'Angelo Thompson on the reception as Thompson rolls out to the near sideline, fires out to the flat, and it's going to go through the hands of Thompson this time on the Cobra sideline. That'll stop the clock. It'll bring up second down for the Cobras. And again, we see these spurts of things when they go very well and they execute. And it looks like that is going to bring us to the end here. Indeed, it will. Again, no clock here tonight, but 4 quarters in the books, and the Cobras will drop this one by a score of 30-7. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Brooklyn. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Back here one last time in Brooklyn as we wrap up Week 7 of the Tri-Point Football League. Cleveland drops their third game of the season by a score of 30-7 to the Columbus Fire. And Mark, not the best performance, not what we were hoping for, but how did we get here?
Recapping scoring in tonight's game. Scoreless after one. First points of the game came around 7 minutes to play in the first half. Brandon Williams' 6-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion, made it 8-0 in favor of the Fire. Just minutes before the end of the first half, Bender's 44-yard touchdown completion. A 2-point conversion was good. 16-0 Fire at the break. Rodney Culp, third quarter, 18-yard touchdown run. That time 2-point conversion failed. It was a 22-0 lead for the Fire. And then it was Talbot, the quarterback, on a 32-yard touchdown run in the beginning stages of the fourth quarter. 2-point conversion successful, a 30-0 lead for the Fire. And then Thompson hit Tyree Knight's 74-yard completion right down the seam. The extra point by Ben Lyons was good, bringing us to our final score of Columbus 30 and the Cleveland Cobras 7.
Certainly the story of the night was the Columbus running game as they would rack up ton of yards there right between the tackles, but Cleveland with one game left here, and again, you talked about the importance of that game for both teams coming in there at 4-3 and 3-4. They could both end up at 500 on the season, but playing for those seedings coming up here in week 1 of the playoffs. Take a look at the schedule for next week. The West Virginia Leviathan, they will travel to Tuscarawas County to take on the Warriors. Steel City Bobcats will take on the Port City Spartans. Stark County Wolfpack will take on the Ohio Bears. The Appalachian Thunder will be on break. Beaver County Arctic Bengals will take on the Ohio Gladiators. The Federals will take on the Ohio Legends. That game down in Columbus, as I believe you will be headed down for that one.
Myself and Matt Emshaw on the call of that one.
That'll be over on City View Sportscast. We talked about the Columbus Fire and Erie Express game, as 2 undefeated teams will go at it. And, of course, right here on Western Reserve Radio, next Saturday from J.C. Stone Field, it will be the Cobras taking on the WPA Wildcats. Make sure you check back on all our social media for kickoff time here on the iMedia One Network. So from Brooklyn, for Mark Means, for Dave Ferris, for Will Craven, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here in Week 7 of the Tri-Point Football League, where the Cleveland Cobras, they drop their game here tonight to the Columbus Fire by a score of 30-7. And we look forward to seeing you all next week from the Keystone State. Have a good night, everybody.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.